When your team is finding on the hunt, it's 4th and 10, you refuse to punt. When the shoulder pads and helmets crack, that's how you know that football is back, Jack. Let me hear you say, football is back, Jack. This high is wild and out of control. And we're gonna ride it every week till we reach the Super Bowl. Don't need no check down. Give me big hits and quarterbacks. If you say this game's the best, I'll say it's a gag. Football is back, Jack. Football is back, Jack. Football is back. Football is back, Jack.
You know, as everyone knows, we all get here in the morning, and Roy is usually in a great mood. Like,
Always.
really chipper and jovial is how one could describe him when he walks in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to tell this morning that something was bothering him. Something was bothering him over the weekend. So, Roy, you took was it anniversary or was it her birthday?
It was her birthday.
Her birthday. So Roy's going to take her out on, for a nice meal, just the two of them. And Roy, where did you go?
We went to a Michelin star-rated restaurant. It was French, La Terlière de Gérard Beauchamp.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sure
a
you're
design
saying it
district.
right. I'm sure you're saying it correct.
You could have just said a French restaurant.
Yeah, it's French, so
Yeah,
I'm not French. But it was in design district, so you know how that goes.
And it's a 2-star Michelin restaurant.
Wow, they
That's-
doubled up.
Yeah.
Now, Roy, just for clarification, are you still dry? I know you've been dry for a while. Is that still going?
Yes, sir. And my wife does not drink, so
Okay,
still
there
dry.
you go.
All right.
Big savings there on drinks, by the way.
Okay, yeah. So that's
Billions.
important, right? Because Roy has been taken aback by how much this meal cost him to take his wife out for her birthday, and that's important that you mentioned that she doesn't drink and that Roy is dry because, my favorite restaurant is Joe Stone
Flanagan's? What?
Crab. My favorite restaurant is Joe Stone Crab.
Oh.
And Joe Stone Crab can obviously be very expensive, but if you don't drink, you can get out of there with a decent bill,
What's
you know?
a decent bill?
If I went to Joe's and I didn't drink,
You and the missus.
yeah, me and my wife, let's not order drinks because the drinks are what really gets any bill up there. I can get out of Joe's with a great meal for $150.
Really?
Was not that.
$150 for two people.
You think that's too much?
I think that's not enough. Or Joe's.
I'm saying no drinks.
Even with no drinks, I'm okay. I'm impressed.
Yeah, no drinks. I can get out of there for $150.
Okay.
Dude, it feels like recently you can't get anywhere for less than $150.
I'm talking about like
2 bills.
Hillstone is up.
I spent $180 at Hillstone like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, at Joe's, the move is you get the fried chicken for the appetizer. The fried
That's
chicken
a vet
is
move, by the
so
way.
cheap.
Vet move.
It's so cheap. And then you also get, you get your stone crabs, and you get out there for $150.
So I gather from Roy that it was north of 150.
Yeah,
much
so I
so.
want to hear this, all right, because it's no drinks. And okay, you're going into the meal. You got a number in your head. Like, what are you comfortable with spending? You're like, yeah, this is what I expected. And of course, my wife is worth it. What's that number?
Yeah, first of all, it was Miami Spice, all right? So
Oh.
there's supposed to be a discount on that.
Supposed to be a
Supposed
big
to be.
discount. Yeah.
Yes, it's supposed to be a giant discount.
I don't like the word supposed to being in this conversation.
Yeah, so obviously there's a caveat there, supposed to.
The,
And
the first word in
was it-
Miami Spice is always Miami. So always remember that.
Yeah,
Supposed
that's
to be.
true.
Was it not applied or it was applied? But
It was applied.
Whoa. Okay.
And that number, by the way,
No,
was,
but I want to know what the number in your head is that you are planning on spending that you feel good about your night.
yeah, that number in my head was maybe 200. Maybe.
All right.
Maybe 250, maybe.
That's a pricey night.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
And obviously she deserves that. you know.
Yes.
I'm saying that right now.
So it's
more.
a 4-course meal, right? You gotta-
Yeah.
Yeah,
plus
that's
some extra stuff.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And you don't know what this bill is going to be, right?
No. In fact, when I got the bill, I stared at it, blinking for maybe 45 seconds. And then I looked at her, and then I looked back at the bill, and then
Hoping it
blinked again.
changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, does your wife say anything to you while you're staring aimlessly at this piece of paper?
I did not dare tell her.
Oh, wow.
Roy, she knew.
I bet she did.
The moment you looked up at her and then looked back and then looked back at her, she knew it was over.
Did she pick the restaurant?
No, I picked it. I picked it. I didn't look at the prices, though.
I'm gonna tell you. Well, look, if I'm picking somewhere because of Miami Spice, I'm definitely gonna look at what deal are we running here? For those who don't know, Miami Spice is a great kind of restaurant food week for the entirety of Miami.
There's a lot of participating
A
restaurants.
lot of participating restaurants, and what they'll do is they'll have like a 4-course meal,
A prefixed menu.
prefixed menu, and
Essentially to get you in the door when otherwise you would think this is a place that might be too expensive for you.
and it's true. Like, you can get at one of these places a typical, one of these fancy shishi places, like $75, 4 courses. And that's like appetizer, a little thing, and a main course, and a little dessert. So all of that, Roy, I would say, still $200 sounds
Pricey. for that.
elevated for
Sounds
Miami
pricey.
Spice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the number?
$4.75.
Oh, no way.
Whoa.
Oh, no way. With or without
Whoa.
gratitude?
With
with-
it's
I mean,
20.
with tax and tip, that's going to be like
Still,
100,
whatever.
140, 150 bucks.
A head?
No, not a head, but together. Like
Together.
let's say your course is about $180 per person plus tax and tip. Yeah, you're gonna spend like almost $500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's on a regular
Whoa.
night, not during Miami Spice.
Yes, exactly. Probably on a regular night, I have to say that if it's almost 500, it could very well be 750.
What was the
Was it yummy?
yeah?
Oh yeah, it was. It was delicious. It was some of the best food I've ever. Eaten.
Okay, you know what? That softens it a little bit.
I don't know. It's something that
I'm gonna tell you why, Zaz. I'm gonna tell you why. Because, as you know, I used to travel to Los Angeles a lot. In LA, these restaurants get super pricey. And you go there, and it's like, oh my God, it's like the only reservation we have is 3 weeks from now, and it's at 9:30 on a Tuesday. And you're like, you know what? I've heard so much about this restaurant. I'll do it, right? Taking out someone, I'm going on a date, we're going there, and it's like you get there 9:30, they can't seat you yet, and there's like paparazzi outside taking pictures, like, oh my God. And you sit down, and the food is pleasantly mediocre. And I said, well, what did we pay for? It's like, oh, because this is the in place. And I'm like, get out of here. LA is very big on overpriced and overhyped because this is where all the celebrities want to eat. And my thing is like, hey, I don't even mind the price hike, but the food has to be. You got to be good. You can't come here with a lot of flash and Instagrammable moments, and the food is very mediocre. And so that's what I appreciate, at least for many of the bigger name restaurants here in Miami. The food tends to be good.
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
overpriced, but it's like, at least it was good. Now, it's no $8 burger from out back from Mike's Bar.
Chote.
Chote at Las Rosas. They have like a rotating thing where it's like different food vendors come in, and they come in the back and they set up shop. And I went last Thursday with Mike, and they had this burger called Chote. And man, Zaz, Mike says it's the best one he's ever had.
Smash burger?
It's a smash burger, but it's certainly the best smash burger I've ever had. It's definitely top 3 I've ever had in my life, and it was $8. And man, let me tell you something. If I had a date take me on my birthday to Chote, I said, here you go, just have as many as you want, I would cry. I say, this is my life partner.
A
This is the
little
person-
solo tier?
Oh my God.
No Sean Moreno tier?
Yep. That trickle down, straight down. Oh, $8. It was amazing. I had 3 of them. I just can't.
Not all in one trip either.
yes.
Like and there was a line, and he was like, "I'm gonna."
He went back in line
I'm
2 more
gonna
times.
Wait in this line. I'm gonna pay this money.
Of course, you had 3 of them. The smash burgers. You know how thin those patties are, man.
Yeah, but that's part of the appeal.
Keep popping them. Keep popping them. Get little potato straws on it too. You know about the potato straws?
Of course.
Oh my God. Potato straws. Spicy sauce on it. Whew, I'm about to go back. Is he out there right now?
He was out there last night.
Ah, damn.
So, Roy, your wife is going to see the bill at some point.
No, I tossed that receipt in the garbage.
No,
chute.
but like she doesn't check your checking account, like see what we've been spending lately.
Yeah, but it won't be for another few weeks before. she
Okay,
does
yeah,
that,
you
so I
buy
got a little
yourself some
grace period.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that where the bill is so out of whack from what you expected it to be?
Yeah. This happened to me one time. This is a while ago, maybe like 10 or so years ago. My wife and I, we were going to a concert at Kaseya Center. And we got there early. We got there before the show started, so we went underneath to the club, and we got a drink there. I got a drink. My wife's not a big drinker. I got a drink. I ordered it, a double, whatever it was.
Arena bars. Would you like to make that a double?
Yeah, of course.
So the bill comes. I'm like, I'm going to cash out right away, because the show's going to start. The bill comes. I haven't even started drinking it yet. I open up the bill, and I'm just staring at it. I mean, just staring at this one drink bill.
They're more expensive at Hyde.
Just staring at it. And then I look at my wife, and then I look back, and I gotta say something. I go, look at this. This can't be right, can it? And she's like, wow. And I'm just staring at it. And it has to be what it is, it's not incorrect. The server sees me just staring at it. And she goes, I know. She goes, let me top you off a little more. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. It was, I got a double. It was $45.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Because
One drink.
What'd you get? Scotch?
No, what they do is they just double the price.
Yeah.
Like you think, oh, I'm getting a deal. No, it's like it was 22
They
before.
should say, would you like to get a second one for the same price?
We'll put it in the same glass
And
even.
I think I'm right now as I sit here and I think about it, I think I know why. Because they have limits to how much alcohol they're allowed to sell you in terms of vessels.
Yeah, at arenas they have stoppers.
You can't be like, hey, let me get 3 beers. Like they're like, no, where's the other
That's
person?
to stop from stealing, right? Essentially.
No, it's to stop people from
From over-serving?
from over serving. But then the workaround is, well, if I serve you a double, that just counts as one vessel. So that was only one drink. So you can still double fist, but it's 2 doubles. So now you got 4 drinks instead of 2. But they're not going to give you any price break on that. They're just trying to sell you more alcohol.
So that was the one time I remember I'm like, this is appalling.
By the way, isn't it funny that the move always, because I think about my experience like that, and it's the same thing. You look at the bill, and then instinctively, you can't even control it. You look up at the other person, that you're with, and then you look back at the bill, like just to make sure, are they paying attention? They're not paying attention. All right, cool. I can process this. Dude, $45 for one drink is. Did you drink the rest of the night?
Yeah,
water.
but probably inside. Like I got my next drink at the concession bar, in the
What's
lower
the
level.
cheapest place I can get?
Yeah.
And it was a beer, right?
I don't know, but it was, we weren't pounding them that night.
I don't think there's a time that I've gone to a restaurant and been surprised by a bill because I always do my reconnaissance work early and often, right? I'm on advanced scouting here. I mean, you know about that. Yeah. You go through, all right, hey, I was like, I want to go to Hillstone. Can we do whatever? And then I'm like, let me check the menu and see what I would get. Then I start looking at the price. I'm like, okay. I'm in for about $1.80. And I'm usually really close on the money because I know what my wife likes to drink. She'll drink a super dirty martini. That's going to run me about $22. And I know if I get a tequila, if I get something, it's going to be another couple $22. Start adding up. All right, that's 80. 2 drinks each, this and that, whatever. And I'm usually pretty on the money.
Wait till you get to the time where you start taking your kid out with you to these expensive restaurants because they don't give a shit about
Let
the
me
prices.
tell you something. Taking my child to an expensive restaurant in Vegas was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. Because my child's like, let's try this, let's try that. I'm like, whoa. I'm not made of
You got money for that?
Yeah, I was like, you got that kind of money? Oh, my God. And then, once I order the mocktails.
Biggest scam in the world.
It's just sugar. And they charge you the same as if it had alcohol in it. And so my kid is thinking this is like going to freaking Olive Garden where you just get, hey, you know what? I don't want Coke anymore. Give me a Sprite. Like, oh, let me try this one. I'm like, you're trying multiple mocktails.
$17.
I wish it was 17. This is a nice place, man.
I'm on the cruise last week. We go to one of the specialty restaurants. My son, he's 14 years old. We open up the menus. It's a steakhouse, right? It's expensive. We open up the menu. We're picking the steaks or whatever. I'm going to have the tomahawk.
What?
I'm like, you're an asshole, okay?
Like hell you will.
With who else?
You sharing?
I'm gonna tell you my story about the bill because it's tied in all this. This is a few years ago. My parents' 50th wedding anniversary. We did a whole surprise trip to Hawaii. We went out there and I had the restaurant. It was the nice steakhouse. Everyone's there. My kids, my sister, my brother, his wife, his kid, my parents. Right. It's a long table, right? And so going around, hey, what are you going to get? And then the twins are like probably 10 at the time, and they're like, filet mignon. And I was like, you little son. There's a kids menu. There's a kids menu. No, they're ordering filet mignons. I'm like, okay, whatever. So
You're like, play it cool, play it cool.
very cool. So the food comes out. It was fine or whatever. The check comes out. And that's when I did the legit, like, it's the biggest bill I ever seen in my life. I looked up, and the only person who noticed was my oldest. I said, Dad, what's wrong? I was like, nothing. So I'm looking around. I'm trying to make eye contact with my siblings, like, hey, which one of y'all going to kick in on this? They're just doing it like, oh,
They're Neo in the Matrix?
oh my God, you mother. You're going to make me. Okay. I put that card down. My hand was and I just slammed it shut and I handed it. And my kid was like, how much was it? And I said, I can't tell you. I knew if I told my child how much money this bill, it would blow, brain, liquidating. But I just remember seeing that bill, and Zaz, I did the same thing. I looked up, and I was just trying to find eye contact with someone. And I didn't even mean it. I was just like, holy
How is
shit.
this real?
Just so you know, Iran does not have a nuclear weapon. It's important to remember that.
So the Dolphins made their preseason debut. Terrible game.
Uh-oh.
I mean, they lost at the Commanders, but whatever. I'm there watching. I'm watching the game. I got it on the smaller TV. I can't really call it the small TV in the Zaslow Mansion family room anymore because I got a new TV.
Oh.
It's actually a really good size now. So it's kind of just the smaller TV in the Zaslow Mansion family room. And I got that on the smaller TV on mute because obviously on the big TV I'm watching my stories, all right? We got SmackDown going on. But we got on the smaller TV, we got the Dolphin game, all right? And I'm going to tell you something. Malik Willis, he looked awesome. He looked great. Like I even turned to my son at one point when the Dolphins scored the touchdown on that drive, Tam, I go, hey, Dolphins just scored. And it's like, yeah, so what? It's preseason. I'm like, all right, but I'd rather my team look good than look bad in the preseason.
Well, that's the double-edged sword of the preseason, right? When your team looks good, you're like, it's just preseason. When they look bad, it's like, oh my God, you guys got your ass whooped.
But I'll tell you, Malik Willis, who I thought looked fantastic. I don't think there's any other way to sum it up. He looked great. The best part of that experience, and yes, it's just preseason, but the best part of that experience, watching Malik Willis for that drive out there, was every time they snap the football to him and he's dropped back to pass, I'm not wondering if my quarterback, if he takes a hit, is he going to be out for the season? I'm not wondering, literally, every single snap that my quarterback takes, is he going to get hit? And then is the camera going to pan back to him and he's on the ground and he's not getting up? That's been the experience for Dolphin fans for the last 6 years. Every time Tua dropped back to pass, oh my God, please don't get hit. It's like, it's anxiety-inducing every single play. And again, it was one series. But for one series, I was able to experience something that I haven't experienced in over 6 years.
I remembered that it's like fun to watch my football team. Like even when because the most fun we had with the Dolphins obviously was when they were scoring a million points
We'll
with
always
Tua.
have the 70-point game.
Yeah, the Denver game, the Ravens come back. Like we'll always have that. But basically every snap after that, it was anxiety inducing, and it was like I reached a point last year, I think I said it on the show, where I was like, I don't think I'm going to watch the Dolphins anymore until this guy is not my quarterback.
It was a
not just
brutal
because
experience.
They're bad, but because every single time he had the ball in his hands, I'm holding my breath for 4 seconds, praying that he gets rid of the ball without getting hit. And now watching Malik Willis, I have no idea if they're going to be any good. I almost wish they didn't waste good offensive series
Well, they're not
in the
gonna be
preseason. They only have so many of those, right? Why waste one in the preseason? I don't want them to be good in the preseason. Give
They're
me a
not
few
going to be
decent
good,
offensive
but
drives.
they're not going to be good. But at least my experience is not
Yes.
going to be, I'm panicked every time my quarterback is
That's
back
right.
to throw a football.
Now, my bad. Is some of that like expectation also? Because like with Tua, some of that fear was also because you expected the team to be good because of the early offensive explosions in the tenure, right? Whereas now, you expect him to be trash. So whether Malik Willis gets killed or not.
No, I think it's just we got a normal guy back there where, okay, everybody gets hurt playing football, but it's not a thing where I have to worry about it. If it happens, it happens. But I don't have to worry about it every single play. Like, you can't tell me, Tony, every time Tua went back to pass the last few years, that it wasn't on your mind, don't throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball. Like, that was every single play. Please throw the ball fast and don't get hits.
Zaz, I still have tattooed in my memory Dan talking to a guy who wanted to charge the Dolphins franchise with murder because of what happened to him in the Cincinnati Bengals game. Chris Nowitzki or what other guy's name was.
Oh, that guy. He watches football. He loves head injuries. He waits for head injuries.
Dan was like,
Loves
him and
it.
Dan were just going together. They were having a big old time. But that is burned into my memory. So anytime I see Tua, I see that. And funny enough, didn't really have a great showing in his preseason game over there. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
him.
But man, I was super encouraged with Malik Willis. Like,
He
obviously
looked great.
They script the first couple of plays, and obviously they go into the week knowing, all right, these are the 10 plays we're going to run. These are 15 plays we're going to run. But, man, he was super poised, made quick decisions, made the right decisions. It's like you look at what he has as a base from a skill perspective. He's got the long ball. He can make moves with his feet. It's like I think this guy's going to be pretty good. They don't have anybody else around him, but I think he's going to be good.
But the more important thing is Tua looked bad.
How long are we going to keep track of how Tua does?
This season, I think.
the whole
Yeah.
season for whole season for sure.
One thing that I noticed, because the two things were happening at the same time, is, Malik Willis looked good, but thank God Tua looked terrible.
Put it on the poll, Juju. Will you be keeping track of Tua's performance this entire season?
And it looked the way that you feared it might if he were in a Dolphin uniform. You didn't want him to go in Stefanski's offense and all of a sudden look like a new guy. It was just the clumsy stuff.
But you weren't worried about that, though. Like you knew this was what it was going to look like.
What's better, Tua plays and plays poorly, or Tua doesn't even win the job?
I think if you're a Dolphin fan, you want him to play and play poorly because you want the fun, like you want the nail in the coffin that like this. It's not like the Dolphins made a mistake moving on. It wasn't the Dolphins' fault that it didn't work. It's just this is not a good player anymore, and now we know it.
Play poorly and then lose the job. Play 4 games.
Well, if he plays poorly,
be
he will lose the
terrible,
job.
And then Michael Penix take over.
I mean, he lost the job here playing poorly.
Right.
And we had all the money invested in him. Like, if he plays poorly, he will lose the job. So the idea is playing poorly.
It's like they have a great offense, though. You got Bijan, you got Kyle Pitts, Drake London. Like
That's
all
why
the
you want him
pieces
to
are
play and
there.
play poorly. So the Dolphin fan knows, like, this is just not a good player anymore.
Did you see? You mentioned Quinn Ewers and what happened there. Reports are he's a cut candidate.
Well, so the Dolphin game was a brutal watch because the first drive was great, exciting to watch Malik Willis out there. He's throwing great passes. I mean, the one catch that Caleb Douglas made, where he bobbled the ball
Good
around
player.
and made the great catch, that was an incredible throw. He put it right on the mark there. It's funny, the one incompletion that Malik Willis had was to a wide open Caleb Douglas, who decided he's just going to catch the ball with a foot out of bounds. That was the only incompletion that Malik Willis had. But Willis ran for a couple times, one of them for a touchdown, for a first down. Excuse me. Let me ask something again. Was anyone watching Malik Willis scamper up the middle to pick up a first down, and you were screaming at the television, "Please get down"? Like. You haven't had that experience in a really long time because that's what it was when Tua had the football and the odd occasion that he would run up the middle for yardage. I found it, Mike. I found it a pleasure watching Malik Willis out there. He was terrific.
Got some more positive vibes for Miami Dolphin fans. Just this morning, according to ESPN, the Dolphins have activated rookie wide receiver from Louisville, Chris Bell.
And people love him.
Guy killed the Kings.
Dude, he was one of the best football players I saw last year.
Right, people love him. And you know what? Look, we made a thing of this last week, so let's be fair, all right? We made a thing of this last week where no matter how good Caden Proctor's career might turn out to be, we wanted Ruben Bain because we all believe Ruben Bain is going to be a great player. And even if Ruben Bain is great and Caden Proctor is great, I'm still going to wish they picked Ruben Bain, all right? Like we said that last week. But let's be fair. Caden Proctor, again, preseason, who gives a shit, right? But still, you'd rather you guys play well than not play well. And Caden Proctor, in his debut for the Dolphins this past week, he was awesome. He was awesome. And that whole offensive line was really good. So again, not trying to say the Dolphins are going to be something they're not.
They
going
lost 20-7.
24-7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and well, after that opening drive, I mean, the quarterback play was a vomit.
Yeah, I don't even know who the last student was.
I mean, Quinn Ewers was 1 for 8.
Was that Quinn Ewers that I saw playing the last snaps?
Well, no, he was the second quarterback who played.
It was some bad quarterback play every time I glanced.
It was very bad. But the opening of that game was fun. Back to Tua here. Tua bobbles the very first passing snap. Like, his very first snap he took was a handoff. But his very first passing play, he bobbles the handoff. He fumbles it. He lies on time. It's like, Falcons fan, that will happen every game. Every game at least once. He's going to fumble a snap, okay? And if you're chasing him in the pocket, he will fumble there also at least once. He might recover it himself, but he will fumble the football at least once every single game.
Dolphins quarterbacks combined for 8 of 24 and 3 picks. 109 yards. That's with Malik Willis going 4 of 5.
Yeah. No, it was a brutal watch after Malik Willis. But I'll tell you, man, Tua, he was 4 for 5, I think, for 22 yards, completed for 1 first down, 19 total yards of offense while he was out there, which is obviously abysmal, all right? And what we saw last year, you saw in the preseason game for Atlanta, every pass he makes, it's 3 yards in the air. It's 2 yards, 4 yards. They're quick little dinky-dunky passes. He's terrible. Here's Tua after the game speaking to the Atlanta media.
Definitely not up to standard, not even up to par. We'll start with the first drive. Was the second play, just being able to catch the snap, little things like that.
I got to tell you something, all right? He's going into this, he said not up to standard, not even up to par. He's in his 7th year in the league, all right? If you're a starting quarterback in the NFL, a starting caliber quarterback who's been in the league for 7 years, you're lighting up the preseason. You're not having a preseason game that's not up to standard or not up to par. If you're a starting caliber quarterback, 7 years, go look at all the other starting quarterbacks in the NFL in their preseason debuts. You're lighting it up. You're coming out and saying it wasn't even up to standard, wasn't up to par. He is washed.
Sometimes you're so good you don't even play in the preseason. Like, think about where he is in his career that he's having to play in some of these preseason games.
It's okay, though. I mean, like, Burrow plays. You got guys who play, and then you look at their numbers, 11 for 13, 130 yards.
I know he's at a new spot, and it's an interesting point in his career, but at year 7, damning to be talking about just the basics of the game, as if like
catching a snap,
as if you're new to this whole thing.
Yeah. You're in the league 7 years as a starting quarterback, and after a preseason game, you're talking about your play is not up to standard. That's not an NFL quarterback.
Case Keenum isn't even a starter. He went 9 of 10 yesterday for 151 yards.
It's been in the league a long time.
Yeah.
If you're a veteran quarterback who's worth anything, you crush the preseason.
Where is Case Keenum?
Backup for the Bears.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
He's been in the league a long time. Go look up like Gardner Minshew or any of these guys who have been in the league for a little while. Heck, even Fernando Mendoza, rookie, obviously, he looked awesome in his debut there for the Raiders. If you're a quarterback who can play in this league, you light up the preseason. You can't come out of the preseason talking about my play today was not up to standard. I got to work on the simple things like, catching a snap to quarterback.
Gardner Minshew, 14 of 16, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns.
It's preseason.
Where is he?
He's with the Cardinals.
Nice.
That's what happens when you've
Hometown
been
team.
in the league for a long time at the quarterback position. Preseason is easy.
Kirk Cousins, 5 of 6, 50 yards, 1 touchdown.
Of course. Tua's thrown 2-yard passes. Can't catch a snap. He's awful. So, yeah, to answer the question, I think if you're a Dolphin fan, you want him to win the job. Heck, Michael Penix isn't healthy. You want him to go out there and win the job, and you want him to look bad because you wanted to prove that, this wasn't just our organization. Not only is he terrible, but also, here's the biggest thing for me, because obviously it sounds like I'm piling on Tua. I don't think he's the same guy as he was when they drafted.
No!
No, I'm not talking about physically.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like
Mentally.
he changed. Yeah. Something changed about him.
Yeah, his brain.
But I see what Zaz is going, right? Yes, on the one hand, his brain is French toast, right? Scrambled eggs, maybe some chicken sausage in there. It's not brains anymore. But also, that has to have an impact on your confidence, right? Like, part of this game, especially this game, is a fearlessness. There has to be a fearlessness in it, because if there wasn't, you wouldn't play football. You'd do something else, right? So when you've gone through as much mind scrambling as he's gone through, at some point you just can't play with the same reckless abandon that the game demands of you. And a scared athlete, to me, in any sport, no
And he
matter
looks
what
scared.
a scared athlete is not a good athlete. It doesn't matter how talented, how high of an IQ. If you're out there playing scared, you'll never be successful. And I think that's where he's at, probably.
But here's the thing. So, like, I sound like a dick, right? That
You're rooting for his downfall, yes.
when he gave his body and he gave his brain, and his brain is scrambled. So I sound like an asshole when I'm speaking like this. But somewhere along the way in his time with the Dolphins, and, it kind of feels like it coincided with him signing the huge contract, all right? There was something different about him when he comes out at the beginning of the training camp and has the balls to grab the microphone and tell everybody, show me the money, okay? Which, oh, my God, was so cringe. It was. It was so cringe. And he was coming off a good season. You're kind of like, what are you doing, man? And even from, post-game throwing the teammates onto the bus, like we're attributing every weird thing he says now. We're attributing to he got concussions.
No, he's always struck me as a little bit. I don't follow as close as you guys. He always struck me as someone who's like sheltered and now trying to play a role.
He's always said too much.
But like,
remember that game day piece where he's like, "Yeah, my dad hit me," and you're like, "What?"
Yeah, but also like trying to be what he thinks we want, right? So wait, what would they want? They want their cocky leader to say, "Show me the money," right? Okay, let me. Not like, I don't know that these are his actual feelings or if he's just trying to play a role. Like I said, he always just struck me as someone who was not in touch with reality even before all the injuries. Just everything he would say.
And while I don't have all of the details, there's a lot of conversation, or at least there was a lot of conversation about his behavior behind the scenes with Mike McDaniel. And to me,
like disrespectful?
Yeah, how the relationship deteriorated.
How?
Like I said, I don't have all the details.
But
there.
like, give me the gist of it.
Blame game.
Wow.
And I mean, Tua got paid because of Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, he made him look like the best quarterback in the league.
Mike McDaniel's
He
MO
was the leading passer in the league.
Mike McDaniel's MO when he took the job was, I'm going to make you. You're my number one responsibility.
And this is coming off the heels of Brian Flores saying, "You're a bum."
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm Mike McDaniels, not only did I I won't say make you,
and that shit bothers me.
But like I didn't just help you reach these heights. I dug you from the depths when they were saying that you couldn't play. So yeah, that would bother me too, man.
That stuff bothers me. I mean, look, your best guess. Who winds up overall having a better career in the NFL? Mike McDaniel or Tua Tagovailoa?
Well, Mike McDaniel's with Justin Herbert, so I think I'm going to go with Mike McDaniel.
He's been a part of a bunch of great staffs already, right? So it's like his longevity, he's going to be coaching for another 30 years, and like Tua's going to be gone in 2.
Well, let's do this one, Tony. Stop their careers right now. Who's had the better career?
Tua got to say he was leading passer.
Yeah, probably Tua.
Really?
Yeah,
Signed a big
his
contract.
contributions are more lasting, and I do think, like, right now it's a punchline. Needs a little bit of separation away from Miami and the fan base right now.
You're talking about McDaniel?
No. I mean, well, probably both.
Both experiences.
Yeah, but I do think Dolphin fans will come around and be like, all right, he did give us some good moments. Kind of like Tannehill. It's like, Tannehill, like at the time that he left, people felt some sort of way.
But the laughing on the sideline when the Dolphins are getting blown out, I hate that shit,
I
man.
do think like we're about 10 years away from Tua becoming a luminary.
Really?
Wow. Will he be like, let's go Dolphins?
Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. For a team that you grew up and you watched all the 72 Dolphins do their thing, you don't have that many living luminaries anymore.
Jay Fiedler.
You haven't.
OJ McDuffie.
You haven't been good this century.
Aronde Gatson.
You've
Chris
been
Chambers.
You've been really bad
Zach
this
Thomas.
century. So your living luminaries
Jason Taylor.
are quite limited.
Sam Madison.
And when Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas are
Rob
too
Conrad.
busy, and when Marino is getting up there,
Keep buyers.
you're gonna need to
Patrick
call
Surtain.
a Tua
Take in
to show up to an opening.
Ricky
Kirby.
Williams.
Lusaka Polite.
Tim Bowens.
Mike, are you annoyed that Brad Marchand just now had surgery, which is likely going to make him miss the beginning of the season for the Panthers?
Yes, unless we can circumvent the salary cap, then I'm cool with it.
Like, what is that? Why did he just have the operation now?
I don't know. Something must have just happened.
I'm not worried about Brad Marchand this coming season in the sense that that this injury is going to keep him out at the start of the year. What I am worried about is Brad Marchand was amazing when he debuted for the Panthers 2 seasons ago. Like he was good late in that regular season when he finally played, and then was amazing in the playoffs. And last year, he only played the first half of the season, and he was on pace for a 40-goal season. He was amazing, and then he got hurt, and maybe he would have returned, if the season was still, worth anything. But the part that I am concerned about with Brad Marchand is he still at a place in his career where he's able to play 82 games? Because when he debuted for the Panthers 2 years ago, he had missed like the final 2 months of his tenure with the Bruins.
My concern is he's already up there in age. There are signs of his game diminishing.
Can he play 82? I don't know.
Yeah, although he was phenomenal in the postseason. And yes, he was really good last year to start the season. But the next time you see Brad Marchand, he's at an age where it's just like, hey, I haven't seen this guy play hockey
in
a really long time. How is he supposed to just pick up where he left off?
Yeah, so that part concerns me a little bit, but we're getting close. I mean, Panthers. Oh yeah.
I like how we batted the local sports cycle.
We did good.
Except for the Marlins, who are in the playoffs.
Jansen Junk, 1.93 ERA in his last 4 starts. I mean, what a
Miami Spies.
What is it that needs context here on who's speaking and who is the gas bag of the week?
All right, so Steve Yzerman stepped down as general manager and executive vice president of the Detroit Red Wings. I have problems up there. Dylan Larkin wants to be traded. So a sports fan called into a Detroit radio station and gave his theory about why he's been so bad as general manager.
Tim is next on 97.1. Hello, Tim.
There was a clip a few years back on TNT where they were interviewing Yzerman in between periods, and he basically said, without saying, he smokes a nice one, every once in a while to relax. Do you think maybe he was on Devil's Lettuce a little too much? He was a little too passive, perhaps.
What? What, think that they're high?
Do you think that was a factor?
No. What? Do we think that Steve Yzerman struggled because he's a pothead? Is that what you just asked us? No. No, I don't. And did he admit that? No, I feel like if he admitted that, are you on the Devil's Lettuce? Are you the pothead? What?
All right. Well, there's that.
No!
Gas bag of the week.
Does that deserve applause?
I love radio remotes. Birds chirping in the background. The soft sounds of you adjusting your headphones.
Are you on the Devil's Lettuce?
The fact that that's probably a car dealership. Oh, that's hot. I like that. I'm an audiophile.
Down at Potemkin Mazda.
So is Roy. Roy is, I don't know what that look is on Roy's face, but
Sonically
it
pleasing.
looked a bit like old girlfriend longing. She was a real Hellcat. Yeah.
Real tomcat. I love that. Oh, hey, Gary Abar. I'm getting a little. My return is a little too loud, Gary Abar. Oh man.
Where's Tree?
Oh yeah. What's the ISCN settings?
Somebody
G.722.
I get this joke too.
We got a backup coupler. Hell yeah, G.722.
It's a good call by you.
Gary Abar, Jeremy, was the most competent of all of the engineering and audio help that we had. But that particular sound that Roy just played that made him both nostalgic and longing in a way that is weird. There's a little nature in there, but what you really hear there that is making Roy laugh, and it's what Zaz is appreciating here as well. Rare is it that you get the sound of what it sounds like on the very lowest rung of the show business ladder. And this is below that. Like, so you got the lowest rung of the show business ladder, and then you've got where you plant the ladder underneath that. And then underneath that, then the car people coming by, and you're surrounded by used car salesmen, and Ed Williamson is up your ass.
Just 500 due at signing.
Tax tagging time.
We got a bounce house here for the kids. The cookies are warm and the coffee is hotter.
My father would show up at those when we weren't doing the remotes just to have like the pigs in a blanket that have been there since Wednesday on a tray where, Julio, the sad car dealer guy who's finishing 9th place that just out of the bonus that week is sniffing around as you're talking about Lusaka Polite.
Got Defo in the corner asking trivia questions at JM Lexus about the 1970s Knicks. I love it.
That's where we started right there. Gary Abar's the height of the professionalism. I don't know why they did that. Look, people in Gary Abar's position in my history in this business, every last one of them has been insane. Gary Abar's the only sane one.
He's a beacon.
He was the only guy. That guy was a lighthouse. That guy, whenever that sound was happening, Gary, the birds are too loud. I wasn't expecting those at the car dealership. Also, there's an alligator in lot 3 because we're in the Everglades.
Ed Morse, of course.
A goal. There's no question about that.
Nope, no chance.
Will you? You don't think? I don't know. It's a big goal, man. That's a wide-ass goal. Do you know what foot you on? I'm ready. Will I kick with my left or right foot?
Are you wearing shin guards?
Instep? Yeah, you know why? Because we got a rumor that Emerson here, as soon as he lets up the first goal, he's going to come out and try to kick my lower leg. So we decided to put me in shin guards.
Emerson, have you ever tried to stop the shot of someone less impressive and generally weaker than what you're about to do right now?
Nah. I've never seen somebody this old in my life.
All right.
General.
He's winded.
Yeah, Greg's winded from talking.
He's really winded.
No trickery.
His hands are on his hips, and he's genuinely winded. All right, let's watch this, Greg and Jeremy. You just tell us what's going on.
Blue, winding back.
Hey, Zaz. Yeah. Last week, Chris did this thing, and I said, man, you should have done the ad read like this. So here's what we're gonna do. This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show is presented by DraftKings Sports. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Wonderful. Terrible news waking up today. You put up Twitter, and Hayden Panettiere passed away, 36 years old. It looks like it's still under investigation what happened there. It's going to wind up being sad no matter what, but it feels like it's going to be a little bit ugly when we find out some details. She'd been in the news recently, too, for, speaking of, I guess, some incidents she had when she was younger, and I'm not going to say like a sex traffic situation, but where she was, what's the best way of putting it?
Groomed?
I don't even know if that's the best way, but it essentially offering her up to some, big time Hollywood or rock star that, she was expected
was that older
to.
singer. If you dig into her background, she's had a difficult life.
Wasn't she married to Klitschko?
She was married to Klitschko.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
But they're treating this like a suspected overdose right now. That's the latest news coming in. Yeah, horrifically sad. At one point, she was next, dude.
Heroes, man. Heroes
was a hot show that first
Save
year.
the Cheerleader, Save the World.
Yeah,
that show was hot.
I never saw a second, but this is
really, you never watched?
Never watched a second, but I'm gonna tell you, this is the power of the monoculture that does not exist anymore. The idea that a show that I never watched a second of, that I could recognize what Mike was talking about, because you couldn't avoid it. It was everywhere. It was the biggest thing. And you got to remember, this was like the closest thing to superhero content that people had because MCU wasn't a thing yet. So they
It was
had
early seeds and yeah.
I mean, there was
You still had the Fox thing.
Yeah, had some Spider-Man movies, X-Men movies.
It was like mid 2000s Heroes.
Yeah, it was all over the place. But Heroes tapped into what was they read the room correctly, and it ended up being a huge show. Yeah, it Save the Cheerleader, Save the World.
The
It was
first
like a
season or
big
two
marketing
of
plan.
Heroes was really good, and then it kind of lost track, after that. Yeah, that was a big show. She was then one of the stars with Connie Britton in Nashville, which I watched the first season in Nashville. I liked that show.
Another big-time show.
That was a good show.
It was a big-time show, and she talked about, like, the writers kind of exploiting her personal issues for plot points, which is kind of nuts. Like, it's a lot more commonplace, I think, in older shows, like in the 70s and stuff, where it's like, oh, you're dealing with this. That means you know how to act this well or whatever. For a show that modern, to have an allegation like that, I found that pretty shocking.
That was like when Vince gave Hawk from Legion of Doom, a drug addiction on Raw, when he really had a drug addiction.
Fell off the Titantron.
Yeah.
But she did a lot of things that will have cultural impact. 2 huge TV shows. That is a bona fide TV star, and also a role in Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
I would say she was like 9 or 10 years old in Remember the Titans. I would say her performance as a kid in Remember the Titans is one of the great child performances. She was awesome in that movie. Awesome.
She was amazing.
She was so good in that movie.
Yeah, and it's so, any of these premature deaths are so sad, and now you look at there was a movie called Ice Princess back 20 years ago. It was her and Michelle Trachtenberg, and they've both passed away.
Oh, wow.
And it's so sad when you see the young people, especially people who came up as children in Hollywood. We see so many of them go through something and then come out the other side of it, and it's so rare that that's the case. Like, I'm seeing, Hillary Duff selling out Madison Square Garden in concert right now, which is just so insane. And to see someone who went through the childhood cycle be able to come out the other side of it without these tragic things happening, it's so sad. And like, Hayden Panettiere was, like Mike said, like, she was a huge actress. And, for me, like, I remember the movie I Love You, Beth Cooper, because I was like 14
that was
years
her.
old when that came out.
That movie's funny.
Yeah, and she was funny. She could act dramatically. She was an incredibly talented person who went through so much, and it's just so sad to see this be the end result of what was a pretty tortured life.
It is kind of weird that people continue to feed their children to the Hollywood beast. Like it feels like most of these kid actors, even when they do come out on the other side, Jeremy, still go through a Shawshank level of shit to come out okay on the other side. And so I'm still staggered that people are still willing to do this. Like, I'm going to put my kid.
They're still paying money?
Yeah, but
people are still going to be willing to do whatever they can to secure those funds, even if it is at
sacrificing
the child. 100%. That's literally what Hollywood's built on.
It's not even like people are like, oh, I can't believe people let their kids play football. But that's sports, right? Like, for the most part, you're not getting wholesale sexual abuse in sports, right? It happens. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm saying, it seems like sexual abuse and drug abuse,
prerequisite,
are this is the cost of doing business.
Yeah, her career was ascending when all that Me Too stuff was going down, but the child star that ends up self-medicating and succumbs to it from all appearances here, that's kind of bygone era stuff.
You think so?
A little bit, not the sexual assault, but the turn into drugs and the substance abuse, and a star that passes away. I feel like in the 21st century we had a crop of young child actors that went on to be relatively well adjusted. Yeah, you had the Amanda Bynes stuff, no doubt. It's a very difficult thing, but I do think if you look at the last 25 years of child stars, there's more well-adjusted cases of it, and what might, especially with social media, it might be an even more difficult time to do so.
No, I mean they've tried. But you also look at still even the most recent, whether it's Nickelodeon or Disney Channel stars, and those who have gone through it, which are like the new generation, and you see Demi Lovato, who's gone through a ton and dealt with so much, or Aaron Carter, which is years before. Yeah. It's a slightly different thing because he was in the music world.
Who are the newer ones?
Zendaya is an example.
Like Zendaya, Chalamet. There's well-adjusted child stars.
Yeah, for every shitty example, there's Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, they've put a lot.
World tour.
They've put a lot more things in place now. Like there's a lot more regulations. It ends up in a lot of cases now. It almost looks like when you see some of these, particularly if you like analyze it just through the TV lens. A lot of these cases end up being the parent is actually the one,
of course,
that is driving so much, relying so much on these kids to be breadwinners. I mean, Shia LaBeouf is a disaster of a human being and done a lot of really, really, really terrible things. But if you go watch
hell of an actor, though.
Honey Boy, which was the movie
about
he
his
made
dad.
about himself, where he plays his dad. God, the life that this kid was living and having to be the breadwinner. So you look at all of these different examples, and like in the same way that I would never let my kid play football, I also would not want my kid to go through any of this Hollywood stuff. And the irony being, like, I'm someone who's a huge proponent of the arts.
Say, what if your kid comes out to be a triple threat like this old man?
Go do high school productions and enjoy that. And when you reach, the stage of like late teenagehood to your early 20s, then go explore that opportunity. But like, if my kid was like, I mean, I don't know. I don't have kids. But if my kid was like a super talented, 10-year-old actor, I don't think I would be feeding them to that machine. Maybe like a local car commercial.
I don't believe
Steven Spielberg. Really? Steven Spielberg shows up and says, "We're rebooting Indiana Jones from the beginning."
Jeremy says pass.
And we want your son, Jeremy Jr., little JJ Taché. JJ
Taché.
That's a good name. Nice. Yeah. We want him to play young Indiana Jones.
You've said yes before Spielberg even finishes the sentence. What are you talking about?
Spielberg picks up the phone. You're like, yes. And like, I was just asking.
I would have let my kids into that Hollywood actor scene before I would have allowed them to play football. I would have.
Yeah.
And I think when you're talking about who are the
talking about
parents,
Pop Warner guys. I mean, they're not hitting train tracks over there.
But when
it's not that hard.
But when you're talking about who are the parents that are allowing their children to get involved in this, you don't think most of the parents say, "All right, I have the information that I have, and I'm going to make sure that my kid does not turn out to be one of those terrible cases." Like I would be confident in my parenting skills to shield my child from all of that stuff. Like, obviously, there's a lot of parents who think that they're going to be that.
And there's actually good examples pretty recently. Like, I think about the Modern Family cast, where you had all of these adults who were there for the kids as they were going through it. Mm-hmm. Like, they all still spend all of this time together and still work to make sure that in their adult lives they're well adjusted. And
but did those kids go on to do anything?
No, but that's my point. Okay. Like, it doesn't matter whether or not they go on to be future stars. The whole premise is that so many of these kids that start at that age end up going through God knows what later on. I mean, God, I hate going through the list over and over again, but like Goldberg from Mighty Ducks, like that guy, oh my God, what he's been through. Yeah. And it's the child actor that experiences everything that comes with being involved in that, whether it's just getting a taste of the spotlight and then not knowing what to do with the rest of your life, or things that are infinitely worse. So it is about having the proper structure in place on a given set. It's about having the right adults in the room that are not just casting kids off to the side. Heck, for that matter, all of the kids from Harry Potter, like they've all gone on to be totally fine.
Tom Holland as well.
Yeah. They've all grown up to have nice lives.
Fanning sisters.
Yeah, you gotta have a good
which could have
system.
been really bad.
See what I mean? Like it used to be in the 80s or the 70s, you all end up like Drew Barrymore, or even worse. Yeah. Like
Todd Bridges.
Yeah, it was virtually
the entire cast of different strokes.
Yeah, it was virtually guaranteed that if you ran into fame at a certain age in Hollywood, you were doomed. If you were a child star, you'd have horrible stories like Corey Feldman and like
Corey Haim.
Yeah, but has been.
What's wrong with Corey Feldman?
It has been cleaned up to a much greater degree. Yeah. That's not to say that and adults struggle too. It's
right. You don't think it's the same. Like You don't think the ratio is the same? It's
I mean,
people. We're talking about people.
As someone who's been in now 3 films, I don't know. That's all right.
But there are plenty of examples.
I get you. I'm messing. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Like the struggles and the pressures of stardom, of being in this space, of wanting to fit in, of wanting to impress people who you think need to be impressed for your career to continue. These are all things that are universal and not necessarily that of the domain of a child. But for a child, it must seem extra like, oh, no, I have to do this in a way that, like, some of the stuff you hear about. And my mind always goes back to, like, if I was 15 and someone approached me with that, I'm like, get the hell out of here. But I also realized if I was 15 and someone approached me with that, I had nothing riding on this. Like, I didn't have, like, your whole life in your family's house and your mom and dad and everyone, they all were depending on you. Like, oh, maybe I can do this a little bit, So those pressures absolutely exist and absolutely must feel monumental to anyone, let alone a child. But I want to pivot a little bit, if I may, right here. Because I think I found the greatest two Americas situation in my group chat ever. My buddy Trey, affectionately known as Black Trey, we're in a group chat, and one of the guys in the group chat posts, hey, damn, Hayden Panettiere passed away. And I was like, oh, man, that sucks. And he was like, never heard of her. And so we're like, you remember Heroes? I'm like, never heard of that show. Never, what about Remember the Titans? Like, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know who she is, but I remember that movie. So then we're like, she was married to Vladimir Klitschko. And he said, never heard of him either. I'm like, what? No, hold on.
Wow, this is boxing, you don't know movies.
This is a dude that knows sports.
Your friend's NPC.
I'm like, yo, man, like, you can't tell me you don't remember the Klitschko brothers. But it's like, yeah, he's like, and he's a little stubborn like that. I think he probably does, but now he's 10 toes deep. But I'm trying to think, like, what is an example of something like that where a friend of yours, there's no way you avoided this, right? Not something like Heroes, like something that is firmly in your wheelhouse, and it's like, I've never heard of this. Because that took me aback. I'm still on in the chat like, bro, you know the Klitschkos. There's no way. You watch boxing. How do you not know who the Klitschkos are? It's not like he's just like, oh, like the 10th contender or whatever. This dude was heavyweight champion of the world.
It's one of the great heavyweights of all time.
He's like, I haven't watched since Floyd retired. I'm like, this guy was fighting when Floyd was fighting.
He was in his prime.
It was like,
so much before Floyd.
No way, like, you could be like, oh, it's like this is something new or something like niche or something. I'm trying to think what other example.
I feel like that stuff happens with me in pop culture all the time.
But like, you're not a pop culture guy. You're not a movie guy. So we're not staggered when you've never heard of something.
The Klitschko reign, though, for the heavyweight cards. Yeah, I know. Like
two of them.
They didn't really have their cards though, like on pay-per-view all that much, and they fought a lot in Europe. It was kind of a bit of a doldrum for heavyweight.
Were they both champion at one point?
I think they were both champions. Not
at the same time.
Yeah, no one thinks it was at the same time.
Yeah, famously
no
didn't
one
fight one another.
No one thinks they were both champion at the same time.
At one point,
there's like
when you say at one
WBC,
point,
there's different.
were they both champions at one point? Means at the same time.
At one point in time, were each of them champion. That's right.
I mean,
nobody believes they were both champions.
That's what that statement means, though.
It didn't need to be spelled out.
It does when you say it like that. Am I wrong? Juju, put it on the poll. If you say something at one point, does that mean it is at the same time?
Someone in the chat pointed out when Dave Damashek didn't know a single Mariah Carey song.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good example.
Like, it's a good example, but it's out of his wheelhouse. Like, I will.
It's okay though, but it's so mainstream that you should have a clue.
Right. I thought that was kind of what you were asking.
Yeah.
Something that should have just reached everybody, but somehow this person missed.
I'm more of no, this should have reached you.
It's in my wheelhouse.
It would be like I bring up a baseball player and you're like, who's Cal Ripken Jr.? Like something like that.
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
Like, what do you mean you don't know who Cal Ripken Jr. is? Because even the Damashek one, as ridiculous as it is, as a man of his age who have lived in America and was old enough to be hollering at girls and stuff like that, to have never heard of Mariah, I can't name a Mariah Carey song. Like, impossible.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
Vladimir Klitschko fought Anthony Joshua less than 10 years ago. He also fought Tyson Fury 11 years ago. Yeah. Two of the biggest names in boxing.
But that was was the biggest fight, and it was the end of his reign.
Sure, but you should have the Klitschko somewhere.
What about Vitali? Maybe it means Friend had never heard of Vitali.
No, we said the Klitschko brothers. He'd never heard of either. Mike, this is my point. I'm not a huge boxing fan. I know who the fuck they are. Like, how's that possible?
It's because of their approach. They were very European-centric.
I was just up on my European boxing.
No, I mean, they would not fight.
Big Ukraine guy?
All the fights over there. And they kind of were ahead of the game because now all the big heavyweight fights, you're not watching them in Las Vegas. Right. They're all happening in the Middle East or they started that. Yeah. And it hurt the sport. It's like having like an up-and-coming sport putting it behind a paywall, like what MLS did. And I don't know if you've seen the stories about Formula One, how they're struggling because they've been behind a
They're struggling?
Yeah.
Well, if they're struggling, man, we're cooked. All of us. If Formula One is struggling,
just wrap it up.
But they're struggling in the United States, and
that's where we are.
Yeah. if you're Formula One, you're huge. You have this global presence. You take the most money available to you, and I don't think you care so much about sustainable growth models in the U.S.
Tony, it's your time to shine. Let's get to a top 5.
All right, top 5 dudes from preseason week 1 of the NFL.
Top 5 dudes.
Dudes. I was watching, scanning the games, watching highlights, doing my thing, getting ready, and I saw a couple dudes stand out.
All right.
And I was like, I got to put these guys in the top 5 and make sure that everybody knows some names here that you may not know of right now, but coming up in the future, very important names. All right, we're going to start off in the OLI. 3 OLIs really quick. Wide receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, shining in camp, Jacoby Lane. 3 for 38 and a score, had a diving catch into a touchdown. Obviously, we know Baltimore has trouble getting Lamar Jackson some wide receiver help. They just signed Zay Flowers to a big deal. Jacoby Lane, big body, could be a guy that could be vying for a number 2, number 3 spot in that rotation in the receiving core. I like Jacoby Lane. Second OLI, okay, Malik Willis. We talked about him. Did exactly what you wanted to go out there and do. Command the offense, make smart plays, make smart throws, no turnovers. Did exactly that. So very encouraged by Malik Willis.
He was excellent. Yeah. I was thrilled.
It's the best of what it could have been, right, Zaz?
Yeah, couldn't have been better.
Like, it couldn't have been better. Maybe like score a touchdown, throw the ball, maybe, but like other than that, he was great.
Should have been 5 for 5. Yeah.
Correct. Last one, Casey Concepcion for the Browns. Shifty punt return, nice couple plays, good player. I really like him.
All right.
Number 5. We barely show love to this group. Mike knows him very well. Markel Bell. Absolute horse. Took a safety, pushed him 15 yards down the line of scrimmage.
15 yards?
He was getting to the second level routinely. Obviously, we know how good the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line is. Lane Johnson, a right tackle, has been a staple for them forever. Markel Bell, now the next generation of that line. He's been great, Mike.
Yeah, Lane Johnson's been very effusive in the praise of Markel Bell and the coaching that he got at the University of Miami. Come to Miami, they develop you at that position.
You want to play O-line? Get to Miami. Number 4, Drew Aller.
I saw that.
3 touchdowns, 2 through the air.
Good
1
for
through
him.
I was like, wow. I was not a big fan of his at Penn State.
I mean, the video that I saw of him last week was him missing the throwing net.
Yeah.
Not missing the square in the throwing net. Missing
whole thing.
No. I had never seen that before. And I saw Ja'Cory Brown a lot at practice. Yeah. I had never seen someone miss the net entirely.
Will Drew Aller start a game this year?
Ooh, good question. I'd put the over-under at a game and a half. What do you take?
Oh, wow. Well, then you do think he's going to start.
I think he'll start a game.
I think he will, too. Yeah.
I was not a big fan of his at Penn State. I thought he was a little blown. But Drew Aller came in, showed some good stuff on tape.
He is presently the 4th-string quarterback on their depth chart.
No, he's not.
Is Mason Rudolph still
Mason Rudolph is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never remember the times that he goes.
Right, but he's always back.
But he's always there. Yeah, he's right now.
And is Will Howard 3?
Will Howard is listed as 3rd.
Yeah, so maybe we jumped
National
the gun a
champion
little
Will
there.
Howard.
All right.
Yeah, but maybe they see something in him in the preseason. All of a sudden, you start moving up the depth chart. Maybe they get rid of Howard.
How about that running back room? Did you know Rico Dowdle was there?
Yeah.
And Travis Homer. Nice little career for Travis Homer.
They got good weapons there. Wide receiver, too. You got Metcalf and Pittman.
Yeah.
The only part of their offense that stinks is the quarterback.
Yeah. Number 3, a name that we haven't really talked about, but a name that could be very interesting for a team that has 20% of their roster injured, Dejon Stribling. Over from Ole Miss, wide receiver 7 for 62 for the San Francisco 49ers, wearing that number 15. Jawan Jennings no longer there. Mike Evans' corpse is being dragged around the field. They got the corpse of Deebo Samuel. Like, not a ton of guys.
I feel like the 49ers wide receiver core is
a lot of corpse, right?
I think it's going to be really ugly this year. Like, I think we could start to see it from Mike Evans, and I don't know if Deebo.
Deebo doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Deebo had it for like 6 games last year, and then all of a sudden it was like, shoo. But other than that, I mean, Kittle's coming back from an Achilles injury. There's a lot of question marks in that receiving
struggle.
core.
And, you got that whole electrical
substation
situation.
Crazy. So
Not
DeJon
good.
Stribling, a guy to keep an eye on for the 49ers. Number 2, and this one's kind of a bummer because it just came out that he has a high ankle sprain, but Jeremiah Love looked great.
Did he?
11 for 53, 5.3 yards a carry, explosive through the hole, decisive, made one cut, put a foot in the ground, and got upfield. Like, he was great in his debut. Has that high ankle sprain, which hopefully doesn't linger throughout the rest of the season because those tend to. But he looked electric.
All right.
Number 1, a guy who we didn't really know why the team that took him because they have an MVP quarterback, but Ty Simpson. My number 1 dude for preseason week 1 came out 21 of 25, $190, 2 scores. Looked very, very good. Obviously, Sean McVay has a great system, which allows Matthew Stafford at almost 40 years old to be able to play at an MVP level. Ty Simpson, there's something there. I'm intrigued.
Ty Simpson is in such a great spot. I hope he understands that because it could be hard. You're a first-round pick. And look, he was drafted in the first half of the first round, right? It was like 13 maybe. So he's drafted in the first half of the first round. And, every player who's drafted wants to play. But when you're selected at the position he was selected at in the draft, like, yeah, I want to play. When the reality of it is, if the Rams had it their way, he wouldn't play a single snap probably, not just for this year, but probably next year too. Probably wouldn't play a single snap till what would be his 3rd year in the league. But I hope he understands he's in such a good situation. He's going to be able to sit behind. He's on a great team. He's going to sit behind and learn from Stafford. He's going to learn from McVay. Now, would McVay still be his coach? Like when Stafford retires, I think we could see McVay kind of,
do they get a Super Bowl or not? I feel like that's the question. If they have a Super Bowl in that window, then maybe you can see him get to the broadcast booth. But like, if there's something,
because we went through this like 5 years ago with McVay, where he was going to leave, So I don't know if he'll wind up actually being Ty Simpson's coach one day. But at the same time, you're there for at least a couple years now, learning from Sean McVay. Ty Simpson's a pretty great spot.
It's an interesting spot, and I think it's kind of refreshing to have that quarterback that you can sit and be like, all right, I'm going to learn behind one of the greatest guys that ever do it. Because now it's like, all right, how good are you? How quick are you? Can you be, the guy from day one as a rookie? And it's just really hard. We've seen so many generations of quarterbacks be burned out through all that all of a sudden now you have the chance for a guy who probably it would have been better for him to stay 1 more year in college. You would agree? And all of a sudden, it's
he would have made more.
Would have made more money. Would have had more experience, more games, more tape under his belt. But now you sit behind a great offensive line. You sit behind a great coach. You sit behind a great quarterback, and you start to learn. It's like maybe we can get back to that.
That's why he came out. The
Right.
built-in relationship that he had with the Rams front office. They told him they liked him through that. And yeah, you may make a little bit more money in college via NIL in that year, but also if you're a young quarterback, you're already trying to get to that second contract. So you don't want to kick that can down the road. Take a little less and make a little bit more sooner.
Were there guys that you saw play this weekend who you said you weren't embarrassed to say, wow, I did not realize he plays for this team still? Because it happened with me when I was seeing highlights of the Indianapolis Colts. I did not realize Anthony Richardson is still on the Colts. Like, I totally forgot. How is he still on the Colts? Like, did anyone else have a moment like that with a player they saw this week? How is that guy? A, how is that guy still playing? And B, how is that guy still? How he's on that team?
Like, it has to be the same team, or just that he's still around.
Yeah,
I was a little surprised at the Mason Rudolph thing. I just found out.
Okay, see, yeah, I couldn't believe Anthony Richardson. Still, I mean, like he quit in the middle of a game 2 seasons.
Case Keenum just surprised me.
Yeah,
Case Keenum.
That's a good one.
Case Keenum out here putting work.
Yeah. Amin,
yeah,
I know you're super fired up about a season premiere on television tonight.
Yeah, man. It's one of my favorite shows of all the shows. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
So that's premiering tonight.
It's premiering tonight.
Season 18.
Season 18, which officially puts them at the halfway point because when they pitched the show, they said it's a 36-season arc.
Get the hell out
That's
of here.
what they said.
Get the hell out. They must have been laughed out the room.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think they were just trying to be funny at the time, but to see it now be one of the longest-running sitcoms in American television history is pretty remarkable.
Well, so correct me if you think I'm wrong here. Maybe the most remarkable part of that is it's the same cast.
Yeah.
Because, like everybody knows SVU. SVU has been for 24 or 25-ish seasons.
yeah.
But outside of Mariska Hargitay and Ice-T, although Ice-T was not an original.
No.
But outside of Mariska Hargitay, yeah, there's cast members flying in and out of that show.
Richard Belzer, right?
Yep.
Like, who else has been in and out of that show? Chris Maloney.
Yeah, of course.
He was in and out, yeah.
There's a new ADA every 2-3 seasons.
The ADA, at one point, this is deep lore, the ADA was once a criminal. And then she was brought in as the AD because they liked her as the actress.
Oh,
if
really?
If you want to go back, she was actually part of an auto asphyxiation criminal defense where she was the one that was the criminal.
How'd she pass the background check?
I don't know, but now she's the ADA.
Yeah, can you say you've been on Law and Order if you haven't played multiple roles, once as a criminal,
She was
once as a
installed by
lawyer?
the current administration.
There was the captain, and then he left the show, so, Mariska Hargitay's character became Benson. Olivia Benson became the captain. And there, if you're watching on the video, you could see the original cast there.
Oh, it's my man Brian O'Reilly from Oz on the left.
Yeah, and he's the guy that does all the commercials.
A lot of crossover between
insurance.
Oz and Law and Order.
Oh, yeah.
A lot
Yep.
of crossover.
Yep. So that show has been on for like 25 years, but completely rotating cast.
Yeah.
Sonny has had the exact same cast, although
DeVito joined late.
I was going to say
Season
DeVito
2.
was not original.
Season 2 is
Right.
by late. I mean, season 2 of 18 seasons.
Right. He was not original.
Yeah, and which was for them at the time a massive get because they were unknowns, really unknowns. I think Mac, who was played by Rob McElhenney, he was doing
He had done commercial
work.
That was it.
Yeah.
Lost. I think he had an episode of Lost.
Maybe just in and out stuff like that.
Yeah, and Glenn Howerton had gone to Juilliard, but wasn't yet getting roles or anything like that.
What did
he's
Rob
a classically
McElhenney
trained-
do in Lost?
We'll find out. I don't
He was
know
in
about
Lost.
Charlie
and
Day.
he goes by Rob Mack now.
Charlie Day had been in Law and Order. He played a character in Law and Order, one of those one-offs, right? So it's like these were all, and they pitched it. They shot the pilot on a camcorder, and that was the whole proof of concept. Obviously, that ended up being the actual pilot.
From what I understood, Caitlin Olsen, who plays Sweet D, the original pitch for her character, they wanted her to be the foil.
Yep.
Yeah.
But she refused. She
realized
she said
as
she
well.
had to be just as bad as the men.
Exactly. They originally had her as kind of guys, not just a foil, but they're idiots, but she's the smart one.
Right.
And she's like, why would I be smart and still be hanging around with these idiots? And so that's when they realized we'll make them all idiots.
The genius was juxtaposing the entire cast against normal human beings. So it's like if you had had the straight man within it, it could have worked, and her playing sort of the straight man would have been fine. But when you turn all of them into the imbeciles that they are, it allows you to have episodes where they just interact with each other, and it's great and ridiculous. But then when you pit them up against people in the real world, and they actually have to interact with standard human beings, it makes it all that much better. And it's the longest running live action sitcom ever.
Okay.
And
so
yet doesn't have that type of praise, obviously, in terms of awards and things like
Obviously, you mentioned live action sitcom, so we're talking shows that have been weekly episodic shows that have been longer. We're talking The Simpsons.
Yeah.
We're talking, like we just said, Law and Order SVU.
Not a sitcom.
No, I'm talking overall shows, episodic television.
Things like Family Guy, South Park.
WWE Monday Night Raw. And I'm being serious, I'm not trying to joke. Is there anything else?
I'm going to say this. Once and for all, wrestling people, are y'all a sport or a TV show?
It's a TV show.
Okay. Never. Then get off of ESPN. Get off of. I don't want to see you on any highlight shows or whatever. If you're a sport, be sports. If you're a TV show, be a TV show. But you can't mix and match. Take one mask off. Oh no, I'm over here with Always Sunny. Oh no, I'm over here with the NFL. Pick one.
Yeah. Also, I don't think Monday Night Raw can say they are TV's longest running episodic program anymore because they are no longer on TV.
Okay. So
they're on streamer. That changes things.
Okay. You're right. Is there any other shows that we're missing that have been on longer?
Grey's Anatomy, 22 seasons.
Holy,
how long has
is
the Daily
crazy.
Show been around?
Grey's Anatomy.
Ooh, that's a good
It's
one.
not
Let's see.
drama though.
The show?
No,
Our show. Why not? 5 days a
the
week.
one that had Kilborn on it.
Oh.
So I'll tell you, I love Always Sunny, but I don't keep up with it.
I get that. It's as it goes along, it's not quite what it was in the pocket.
Like if
but
it's on
you'll
in front of
still
me,
get
I will
moments.
watch it and I will love it.
There's still
I
last
thought-
season was awesome.
I thought last season they got it back.
Yep, completely.
They had a couple of seasons there where it's like it's clear now these guys are blowing up. They've got other things. It's drawing them away, and the whole magic of it all was that these guys were together working and creating,
Writing all of it together.
So you could tell, like, oh yeah, it's everything has to end. And then last season, like, nope,
They totally brought it back.
brought it back 100%.
I think it was actually the benefit of them doing a podcast together.
Yeah.
And ironically, they ended it and they never said anything about it,
Yeah.
which was a pretty funny thing and typical of kind of the characters more so than the people. But they did this podcast and allowed them to kind of go back and remember how the origins of these characters started. And they had rewatched old episodes and been like, oh man, that's a really good thing. And then immediately last season in season 17, they brought back so many great things that
So
are
many
not
great bits.
just fan service done poorly, but actually were really great follow-ups to some of those bits.
Do you know how old DeVito is?
Oh, I'm gonna say 78.
Anyone else?
I would have guessed 70, 76, 77.
Yeah, somewhere mid.
Somewhere right around there.
Say 80.
81.
80.
Wow.
There you
Yeah,
go.
see, I knew he was around my
Does
dad's
he look good
age.
for 81?
I think so.
I think so.
I think so.
Secret to aging.
Just
Yeah.
Secret to aging. He's always looked like that.
Yep.
Really quick to close the loop. Before playing 88 Casey Novak on Law & Order, that's the one with the red hair, she was guest starred as the perpetrator in Season 3, Episode 10 in Ridicule. She played Amelia Chase, one of 3 high-powered individuals accused of the sexual assault and murder of a male stripper.
Wow.
So she was accused. I don't remember if she was, the whole thing went through, but ended up becoming ADA.
She had murdered a stripper.
You have a list for us?
I think not only do we have a list, I think we have dueling lists.
Dueling top 5 episodes of Always Sunny ever.
Will any carry over? Do you know if you have the same?
We have not discussed at all, and these are both kind of off the top of our head. Like, I just thought of lines that stand out to me and then looked up the line to try to find the name of the episode or given scenes. But there's so many amazing episodes. I'm, like, frustrated about the ones I left off of my OLIs.
I would say this before anyone jumps in the comments or whatever. Again, off of vibes, off the top of your head, by no means the most comprehensive list. If you love the show, you know there are a bajillion great episodes. I could probably do this all over again with a completely different list.
All right, stop trying to hedge.
I'm not hedging. I just don't want to hear that. Oh my God, you love Sonny and you forgot the episode where Mac picks his nose. I'm like, guys,
That's
relax.
what Sunny fans sound like?
That's what our fans
Good
sound
episode.
like. Ready? I got some OLIs. OLI. The gang gets stranded in the woods. That's the one with Tom Sizemore.
So good.
As a guest.
I can't believe you took that one OLI.
OLI, Dennis and Dee go on welfare.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Did somebody get addicted to crack? Oh, did someone get addicted to crack? So good.
OLI, Mac and Dennis move to the suburbs.
That's a good one.
OLI.
That'll be later on my list.
All right.
OLI, McPoyle versus Ponderosa, the trial of the century.
My God.
That has one of my all-time favorite bit performances
just
from
reminded-
Uncle Jack. He's wearing the big hands.
hands,
And he goes to point.
Egregiously big hands.
Uncle Jack might be one of my favorite characters in the
Incredible side character. I think Always Sunny is the only show that rivals Seinfeld in terms of side characters. Now, Uncle Jack gets a deeper plot. Like, he has more episodes than some of these others. But, like, the characters that come in are in 4 episodes, like the waiter, who's in 4 or 5 episodes.
The waitress.
Well, the other crazy thing, I know we're paused in the middle, but like all the characters, actors who go on and become huge deals, right? So the McPoyle, Maureen Ponderosa, who is Ivan Reitman's daughter, right? Like just the list goes on and on of all these people.
Rob Thomas.
Yeah, exactly. Tom Sizemore.
But yeah, Jimmy Simpson is a gigantic.
He's a
actor.
massive
Like,
star.
massive
but
star.
we'll still come back
Led
to do
Westworld.
Sunny.
Yep.
We'll still come back to
All
do
of
Sunny.
them.
Yeah. Well, not all of them. Maureen Ponderosa is dead. Spoiler alert.
Well, fair.
OLI, the aluminum monster versus Fatty Magoo. That's the one where Dee is shoplifting. She tries to shoplift the $700 shoes, runs out, trips headfirst into the car. That was not a stunt double, and that was not like a styrofoam car. She actually got injured doing that, and that's what made them stop letting her do her own stunts.
She fractured her back.
Yep.
Just doing a stunt because she went that hard. They couldn't even believe it. Frank's Pretty Woman. And when talking about, this is still OLI, when talking about doing crack, Dennis says to Mac, "Oh, you've never done crack? You are going to love it." It's the best delivery.
OLI, Mac's Big Break. This is the one where they start a podcast, and Dennis goes, 2 wars?
I can't believe I left that one off my list. 2 wars! OLI.
We're still in OLI.
Yep, Reynolds versus Reynolds, the serial defense.
This is OLI?
Science is a liar
This
sometimes.
is OLI?
That's how many good episodes
One of the greatest episodes of
I
all
know.
time.
Look,
You're not gonna believe my next OLI.
We're gonna take a break. You get your shit together.
Oh, no. This is the last OLI I have before the top 5. OLI, the very first episode.
Oh, boy.
Because they used the N-word.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make
appropriately.
I'm gonna make you even more mad. My last OLI is the Dennis system.
This guy sucks.
Song, the name game, Nick, Bobic, Banana, Bofic, me, my, Momic. Nick.
Rosanna, Babana, Bana, Rosanna,
The name
Babana, Bana,
game.
Rosanna, Babana, Bana.
I'm the kind of guy that Nick. Who made it the salad? Hey, Butterfinger. Who made it the salad? Nick, Bobic. Who made it the salad? Georgia.
That's not correct.
Very good.
It's a parrot that says very good out of the side of its mouth.
That's correct.
What does this have to do with the name game?
I'm not going to take a quiz.
Rosanna, Babana, Bana,
Who made it the
Rosanna,
salad?
Babana,
Me, my,
Babana,
Momic.
Bana,
Very good.
Bana, Bana,
Let's go States.
Babana, Bana.
We're rolling now, huh?
That's not correct.
Doesn't make it right. But damn. Don't go showering to try to please me.
Number 29, Jimmy Graham. Wow. Number 28, I Show Speed.
Ah, come on.
Can I take,
Zaz is your boy.
Not my boy.
Can I take a quibble with your list real quick? Just let me take a quibble. How is Jimmy Graham ahead of Tony Gonzalez? Like, what are you doing?
I think Jimmy Graham was a better college basketball player.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think that dude ate glass.
Yeah.
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 And neck is a tight end.
And then, like, they were only separated.
Neck and neck is a tight end, Dan.
Yeah, they're,
Look at Jimmy
yeah,
Graham's seasons, Dan.
No, Tony Gonzalez is better, but like in terms of the back of the, I mean, Jimmy Graham just casually started playing football, dude. Right. I think like the ease that it came to be an all timer separates. I mean, again, they're only separated by Jameis Winston on this list. Yes, but they're both behind I Show Speed. Number 27, Kenny Lofton.
You've fallen in love with I Show Speed.
I think it's an incredible story.
You've come around on him.
No, I've always been in on him. The guy was barking at people in front of like a couple dozen Twitch streamers, and then he's playing before the World Cup. It's an incredible story. It's an incredible American story.
What was he playing?
He was playing one of his songs.
You haven't been always in on him. You've been what Zaz is presently, where you were saying to yourself, what is it about this guy? And then the first time you actually got informed, you're like, oh, I get it.
No, the first time that I put effort into like watching it and the stuff that he does, and admittedly,
What's he do?
It's not for me. It's skewed to a younger audience, but he's a master when it comes to engagement. And it's also like he doesn't have the chops. Like he puts himself out there, things that can embarrass him. I think the production when he goes on tours, it's some of the great organic content that's out there, really genuine, funny moments that come from improvisational skills. His team around him is incredible with the content. Don't
He waved
Yeah,
his hand.
I did.
No, I think when he goes on tour,
I shoot you.
he gets like Michael Jackson level reaction.
Really? He gets Michael Jackson level reaction?
Yes, he
Michael
does.
Jackson.
Yes.
The king of pop.
Yes, he does.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
There's Michael Jackson, and there's I Show
Yeah.
Speed. Similar response. Similar crowd
know ball.
reactions.
You don't know ball.
Michael Jackson, I Show Speed. Okay.
You sound like an embarrassing person. You sound old as shit. Kenny Lofton played for Lute Olson's Arizona Wildcats.
Yeah.
He was really good. Number 26, Patrick Mahomes. The bloodline. He is the most talented quarterback we've ever seen, and if he wanted to play pro baseball, it's in his genes. I bet you he could. Number 25, I'm an ally, Ronda Rousey. She also did some MMA. Number 24, Mickey McCarty. Was drafted by 3 professional sports leagues.
Did you just make Mahomes high on this list because his dad was a baseball player?
Yeah, well, I'm sure he could have and been really good at it. Number 23.
So you put that ahead of Kyler Murray, who actually got a great deal of money for playing baseball. You don't even know if Mahomes played baseball.
Number 23, Anthony Kaladiu.
Oh, stop.
I mean, I'm selling you short, pal. As you know, tried out for the Miami Heat. Tried out for how good do you have to be considered to play college quarterback without being able to throw a football? You had to throw an imaginary one.
So bothered by Jimmy Graham being ahead of Tony Gonzalez.
Come on, Dan.
Let's go to another, though, Argentinian call, because there is blatant homerism involved with these calls. This is Pablo Giralt.
Otro centro más de Messi va pasado. A ver que le pega Messi al arco. ¡Vamos Argentina, carajo! ¡Vamos Argentina, carajo! 2-2. Aquí está el campeón del mundo. Aquí está el campeón del mundo. Vamos Argentina de mi vida. Nunca quedarse por vencido. 2-2. Vamos Leo de mi vida. Vamos leyenda. Leo de mi vida y de mi corazón. Vamos leyenda. Vamos Leo viejo nomás. Vamos Leo viejo nomás. 2-2, Juan Pablo. Esto no ha terminado. No termina hasta que suene la campana, compañero. 2-2.
So some of you might want a translation, and I'm pretty sure I heard in there your mother's a slut.
I think I heard MFer there.
Amongst others.
But did he actually say puta madre? Did I hear that?
I thought I heard that, which I can't believe.
We might need a replay on it just to get ears on it again.
Well, Tony, I'm going to need your help here. You translate as much as you can. Let's get all the Spanish we got in the room because it happens very fast here. But I heard your mother's a slut in the middle of that, and that seems like not what Al Michaels would have done during a historic 1980s call for the U.S. Olympic team.
Do you believe in miracles, motherfucker?
Do you believe in miracles? Puta madre. Let me see if I've got this right. Let's write as much of this down as we can.
Otro centro más de Messi va pasado. A ver que le pega Messi al arco. ¡Vamos Argentina, carajo! ¡Vamos Argentina, carajo! 2-2. Aquí está el campeón del mundo. Aquí está el campeón del mundo. ¡Vamos Argentina de mi vida! hay que darse por vencido. 2-2. Vamos, Leo de mi vida. Vamos, leyenda. Leo de mi vida y mi corazón. Vamos, leyenda. Vamos, Leo viejo nomás. Vamos, Leo viejo nomás. 2-2, Juan Pablo. Esto no ha terminado. No termina hasta que suene la campana, compañero. 2-2.
Jeremy, that's a professional broadcaster.
No, you're right. I felt it.
So never in my life, my heart. He said, "Let's bleep and go 2-2," and I'm pretty sure he said "carajo" 3 times.
There was
as well.
3 carajos.
What does that mean?
3 carajos.
Carajos like
This one's tough
How
to
do
translate.
How do I explain it?
Five. The gang runs for office. This is the one where Charlie writes Dennis's campaign speech, which goes as this: "Hello, fellow American. This you should vote me. I lead power. Good. Thank you. Thank you. If you vote me, I'm hot. What? Taxes. They'll be lower, son. The Democratic vote for me is right thing to do, Philadelphia. So do."
The best part about that is they revealed on the podcast that script was actually just a bunch of stuff that got written down on paper beforehand, and Glenn Howerton just decided to read it. It wasn't a written script for him to do, but they had just written all those words down randomly, so they had something on paper, and he decided, you know what? Instead of doing something, this seems like something Charlie would write. I'm just going to read it directly.
And that's why Charlie laughs.
Yep.
Charlie Day, the actor, breaks character and he starts laughing while he's supposed to be filming it.
Number 5, the gang tries desperately to win an award.
Oh, my God.
That's one of my all-time favorites because obviously Sonny has not won awards, and the will they, won't they that they try to set up between Dee and Mac, like there are so many funny moments where they're making fun of all of the other sitcoms that win awards over them. It's a perfectly meta episode.
Same note too, bro, because that was my number 4.
So number 4, the gang gets analyzed. Dee's seeing a therapist, and she decides to help them settle a debate that's going on at the bar about who has to do the dishes, that they all need to go see the therapist because she can't handle how things are going anymore. And so they all go, and it has one of my favorite moments where Mac is sitting down with the therapist, and he goes, well, yeah, I recently gained and lost 60 pounds over the course of like 9 months, which is a true thing that the character did. And she's like, that's impossible. And he goes, well, first of all, through God, all things are possible, so jot that down.
Is that the same episode where Dennis talks about skinning someone and making...
Yep, that's right.
It's like, D, what are you looking at? You haven't thought of the smell. The smell, you stupid bitch. Number 3. The gang buys a boat.
Number 3, the gang buys a boat. All right.
You know
I also have that.
Both of you at number 3?
Yes, number 3.
You know about a boat, right?
I know about a boat.
You bring some girls on the boat and get
Take them out.
tipsy, topside, and you know they have to because of the implication.
Of course, everyone knows that.
Because of the implication.
Because of the implications
of you know what.
Number 2, and I'm cleaning this up because the actual episode title cannot be said on air anymore. Number 2, Sweet Dee's dating a.
Yep.
Just the whole process of them being like,
all of it.
You know he's, and she's like, no, he's not. And then they start observing him in his everyday life, and she starts to realize, oh my God.
It is a disaster of an episode in the best way. It really is. And it's the type of episode that it's rare that I say, even a show like this, that there are episodes that wouldn't be made today because it is done in such a smart way. Like so many of their episodes that you say like, oh, they wouldn't be able to do that. The ones that aren't on Hulu anymore, by the way, that they took away.
Lethal Weapon.
Even that, I'm like, I kind of feel like we reacted swiftly to some of those things.
It got taken down during the Great Reckoning of 2020.
Yes. And they should probably be back on there. But that episode, I'm like, oh man, it's great and would not get made.
Yeah,
suck an egg.
Number 2, The Nightman Cometh.
Nightman. Number 1 Sonny episode for me, and I wrote this the first one I wrote down because I knew instantly the dentist system. You had as an OLI, and that offended me.
Yeah, I had it there partially to be a contrarian because I just had these other 5 and was like, you know what? These are all so great. I might as well exclude it for the fun of it, which is the same reason I had the serial defense there. But my number 1, you had as an OLI, which is Mac and Dennis move to the suburbs.
I've been hearing it the whole goddamn time.
By the way, we kind of gloss over Gang tries desperately to win an award. That's the one where where they go to the other bar and see how they have like a drink called like the Screaming Orgasm or whatever. And so they come over here and Mac tries to serve a woman a drink and say, it's better than busting a nut.
I love that show.
No Charlie McDennis.
Wow.
So if I could transition here.
Yes.
Seamlessly.
All right. There you go.
We had the Basketball Hall of Fame 2026 induction this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some thoughts. And I think my first thought is going to enrage Amino Hassan.
Don't you dare.
I mean, I'm going
Don't you dare.
It doesn't mean.
Don't you dare.
It doesn't mean that this is not a really good player. All right. But every really good player doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. And it's important to point out, of course, it's not the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the Basketball Hall of Fame. So it could be international play. It could be collegiate play.
Combination thereof.
Yeah. It's the Basketball Hall of Fame. And I think of all the Hall of Fames, this one has been absolutely watered down the most. Now, you got some really big names who made the Hall of Fame this weekend, okay? Candace Parker, Elena Deladon, Shamiqua Holdsclaw, Joey Crawford.
My guy.
Amare Stoudemire.
My guy.
Doc Rivers, Mike D'Antoni.
My guy.
Mark Few. He has some big names.
Yeah.
All right. And I would tell you, I think probably close to half those names don't belong in the Hall of Fame. And the first one, which is going to make Amin mad, but I am interested in Amin's thoughts. Like, I'm interested in Amin showing me that I'm wrong. Okay? I'm very open to it because I think I know he was a really good player. But to me, Amare Stoudemire is not a Hall of Famer.
Nuts.
Amare Stoudemire was a really, really good player. Amare Stoudemire was first-team All-NBA one time.
Okay. You want to list the other All-NBA teams he made? Or we just
he
gonna
was
pick the one?
second-team All-NBA 4 times. Okay.
And a time where Kevin Garnett played, and a time where Dirk Nowitzki played, and a time where Chris Webber at the early end was playing.
Tim Duncan.
Like,
Shaq.
This thing where, Shaq was center and Mario was
Going
a forward.
forward still.
But I'm just saying, like, when we look at all NBA.
Back then, center had a specific.
It was positional.
Yeah.
And so 2 forwards, 1 center. So couldn't be a center, even though he played a lot of center for us. And then you had, again, these great all-time, like the greatest of the greatest of the greats, and against whom he held his own. Someone's got to be second-team All-NBA in those scenarios. This thing where we're like, it was just second team. Yeah, there's a reason for that. It's not because he wasn't good enough.
4 times.
Yeah. 5-time All-NBA player. That's a really good career.
You're right, which is exactly what I said.
It's a Hall of Famer.
So to me, it's a really good career.
He's a Hall of Famer when you combine it with everything else.
Well, what's everything else?
6-time All-Star. He's Rookie of the Year. And he was definitional in terms of how the power forward position is played. Like, if you look at guys now, what we're looking for, guys that can finish at the rim and shoot.
Well, he wasn't a shooter.
Yes, he was.
No, he couldn't shoot from 3.
Not from 3, but that's not what
mid-range jump shot.
It was a mid-range jump shot, but that was just because where the game was. But the ability to hey, we're going to run pick and roll. Like, wait a second, he's not rolling. He's popping. And he's hitting that 18-foot jumper. That was unheard of. That was unheard of for a power forward. So for him, and then to be that good at shooting that shot while also being one of the absolute best finishers. Because I know someone's going to say, well, Dirk was there. Dirk was a great shooter. And Kevin Garnett had that little mid-range pop out as well. Neither of those guys were finishers like Amari around the rim. And I'm not just talking about dunking. I'm talking about ability to finish different angles with touch, with off the glass, stop short of the rim, all those things.
It feels to me like it's very black and white now. If you're a really good player, you get in the Hall of Fame. And then there's and if you're not in the Hall of Fame, it's because you weren't a good player. And it's like there's no middle ground anymore.
But I don't.
You're either great, which means you're Hall of Fame, or you weren't
good.
He was
great. He
was great.
Like he was for not like 2 or 3 years, for a very strong amount of his career. We were talking about who's the best power forward in the game. Him.
Oh, I don't think we were ever saying it was Amari. Yeah. But it was for the reasons that you just mentioned. You got Duncan, and you got Garnett, and you got Nowitzki.
But by that time, some of those guys start to come down. Garnett starts to come down after going to Boston. He becomes a reduced player. Duncan also had already started his.
Amari had how many great years in New York? Just the one, really, when he was an MVP candidate.
The one
so that was in
Garnett.
2013. So it was really the same time that Garnett was starting to go down.
No. Garnett when he got to Boston.
Oh yeah, you're right. Garnett got there in 08. You're right.
In 08, and it was it started.
I've seen this comparison made on social media. Do you think Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Because I do.
Yes.
And
I think it's borderline.
I think Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. I think it's a fairly easy call too, and he just so happened to exist in an era where Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger and Peyton Manning and like if Eli Manning was in a different era, Eli Manning's career is looked at differently. So I think with the context applied there, yeah, this guy's had like a Phillip Rivers type of career, and Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer.
Closer to home, is Bosch a Hall of Famer? I mean, he is a Hall of Famer, but should he have been a Hall of Famer?
Yes, because and when you're a starter on a multi-time champion, it makes a difference.
But
it's a big deal.
But
pretty similar.
Like, come on,
it's not because I just gave the context.
No, but you're assigning credit for the championship.
It matters.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It matters to me.
Matters in that sport more
Bosch,
than any other sport.
No, I'm explaining why. If Bosch had won a championship and he's the man, and I was comparing him to Amari, I would still say rings aren't everything, but I have to concede. Yeah. Like, by that virtue, Kevin Love is better than Amari Stoudemire? He won a championship.
No.
He contributed
Is
to a
Serge
championship.
Ibaka a Hall of Famer?
No.
A basketball Hall of Famer?
No, I'd still say no.
No, but because even his international play was not storied enough. But, like, I'll give you another example where someone is not quite the driving reason of success. But it's like, we're going to call that person a Hall of Famer. Someone like, for instance, James Worthy, right? He's a Hall of Famer, no doubt in my mind.
And incredible collegiate career.
Incredible collegiate career, yes. But also, other than those, like, the last tail end of the Lakers, like, he was a guy that was benefiting by playing with some great players. Not say he wasn't great. Let me be clear. James Worthy, obviously, absolutely is a Hall of Famer. But he benefited from the fact that he played with a bunch of other great Hall of Fame players. And Amari did not have that quite the same benefit. He played with Steve Nash. That was great. He played with Carmelo Anthony later. That was great. But the reality is what he contributed to Phoenix and that first year in New York, I would say outweighs the contribution that Bosch had, but Bosch's contribution came in the light of a championship.
Is Peja a Hall of Famer?
Peja, so that's a tough one.
That's a good one,
because
though.
then you start going into the international stuff.
He is in the FIBA Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I say no.
He did win an NBA championship. He wasn't the man on it.
Yep.
Great player, though, too.
He was on Dallas?
Yeah, he was on Dallas.
Dallas, yep.
3-time All-Star. That's probably not enough.
See, but
any All-NBA?
But when you start to factor in Peja's international career, that's what bolsters it. Which, by the way, that's what Amari also has, because he went to Israel and he won a championship there with a club that was not known for being one of the powerhouses.
04 second-team All-NBA. Just once, number retired, was a Eurobasket MVP.
Yeah. So
that's where it gets dicey.
EuroLeague top
basketball Hall of
scorer.
Fame.
But that's the stuff that that matters. It adds to the resume. And Amari, his international play, added to his resume there in a way that, by the way, Stephon Marbury should be a Hall of Famer because he had a great NBA career, maybe not team success-wise, but then he went to China and he blew the game up over there.
But if Marbury never went to China, which, by the way, in China he's considered like Michael Jordan, if he never went to China, he's not a Hall of Famer. Right? You just said he had a great career.
Up until
not even close.
Up until the last 2 years of his career, there were two players in the history of the NBA who averaged 20 points, 8 assists for a career. It was him and Oscar Robertson. The last 2 years, he got into it with Mike D'Antoni in New York, and then he goes to Boston, and he's just kind of like a thing. And those
I don't even remember him in Boston.
There you go. Those years
appeared in 23 games.
Lowered his averages just enough to under 20 and 8. And now I think since then, maybe Russell Westbrook is in the 28 club, and maybe obviously what's his name, Jokic.
But again, doesn't there have to be there has to be a middle?
But I think you're saying the middle, and I'm saying there's plenty of middles, but the middles aren't people who are 5-time All-NBA, 6-time All-Stars. That's not the middle. That's already puts you in a crazy light in terms of how great you are. Basketball Reference has this really cool tool. It basically says, hey, we don't look at international. We don't look at any of that stuff.
Okay.
We just literally take your stats and your accomplishments, those awards that we're talking about, those superlatives, and we run it against what everyone else who's in the Hall of Fame has. And then we say what your Hall of Fame basically likelihood is.
They have a percentage, yeah.
Right?
Iguodala.
Iguodala, to me, is a no.
Oh.
And
Finals MVP.
Finals MVP, and one of the smartest players.
Just one All-Star, though.
But exactly.
And probably never All-NBA.
He
right?
was a great role player.
I mean, that's along the lines of guys like Robert Horry. I mean, Robert Horry's got 6 championships.
Not
a Hall of Famer.
7. He's got 7.
Not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. So, Amari's Hall of Fame probability, 73%.
Rondo.
Rondo
had some good years.
He had
in Boston,
some good
man.
years.
Title.
2 titles. One with the Lakers as well.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And the numbers I feel like are there, but his awards though, not All NBA a whole lot of times, not All Star a whole lot of times.
Lowry.
I mean, he should be a no, but he's going to get in.
Is he?
He's absolutely going to get in. He should be a no.
Iguodala is an interesting one.
Because Iguodala is, I'll tell you why he's interesting. Because Iguodala is the conversation of, which I would say about Bosh as well. Ironically, as I was arguing, again, I wasn't really arguing against him. He's a Hall of Famer. But Iguodala and Bosh are the classic example of what are all the things we preach about in basketball, like what coaches preach about?
Team.
And these guys are like, cool, I'll do it. And they're like, yeah, but you weren't that good. See,
but that doesn't make you a Hall of Famer. It's okay to be that guy and not be a Hall of Famer.
No, but like the point is, they could have been dickheads and say, no, I'm great. Mm-hmm. I should get all these shots.
Well, that was one part of each of their careers.
Does Amari Stoudemire deserve to be in the Hall of Fame more than Sean Kemp?
Yes.
Yes, I think Amari's stretch is longer than Kemp's.
Yes.
6-time All-Star.
You look at Kemp's numbers. Kemp was a really good player, but you go back and look at his numbers. They weren't great.
Like
3 second-team selections.
Yeah. I mean, look, and that's, by the way.
He was not a dominant player. He was flashy.
He's doing it in a great era for 4s.
Mm-hmm. He was. But if you're saying.
Because I think Kemp is a really good comp.
I think if you're asking me, would I rather take Amari or take Kemp? I think Amari.
Amari's better than Kemp.
Because he's just better, number one. Number two, again, influential on how the game is played. And that's a big part of it, too. If you had an impact on how basketball is played, you absolutely get a bump up in terms of your Hall of Fame.
Let's move on to another couple guys.
Vin Baker.
No.
What? Gold medal?
No.
I've been the gold medal. 4-time NBA All-Star.
No.
Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah.
Is D'Antoni getting in because of international?
No.
He's getting in because of his NBA credentials?
Dude, he influenced the way everyone plays basketball.
We don't really love that, but we don't really love that influence today.
And he's got to be, but he's also got to be up there in the wins list.
Yes, won a shit ton of games, right?
But I know what you're saying with the innovating and all the 3 points. Yeah. We don't necessarily love that innovation.
You say we don't love that innovation, But I guarantee if it went back to 75, 72, you'd be like, what is this? No one can make us all.
Not me.
You sounded just like him.
I know.
Not me.
I've been practicing.
That's a great fake, Zaz.
But it's like, stop it. All this, everyone says the NBA. No, it doesn't. This is better. This is better than the rock fights. This is better than arm wrestling. This is better than MMA with two hoops. This is better, and we get to see great performances, and we get to see the talent be talent as opposed to the talent be combat specialists.
Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers is, first of all, you got to start with, he made the top 15 coaches of all time list.
Which a lot of people had a problem with at that point.
He made the list. I made the list. You can look at my credentials. Hey, I took the Clippers, and I made them into a respectable franchise. I mean, how about that? Doesn't that count for anything? And you know what? It wasn't Blake's fault. Not Blake's credit either. It's my credit. It's my Hall of Fame.
How many people get into the Hall of Fame who, when they are brought up in basketball conversation, is routinely used as a punchline? Because that's Doc Rivers.
I'm trying to think who are the guys that were punchlines.
Chris Paul is going to end up.
Like, am I wrong about that? Like Doc Rivers is used as a punchline.
Chris Paul will be one of those guys, right?
Ironically, together.
Yep.
And I would tell you, I think Chris Paul is a surefire deserved Hall of Famer.
But
he should be.
But he's going to be, to answer your question, he's going to be a guy like that.
I don't agree.
You don't think people ridicule Chris Paul?
Chris Paul's a definite Hall of Famer.
No, I know people ridicule him, but I think there's also a general understanding that he's one of the greatest ever.
Presently, you get more jokes about him than you get admiration.
It doesn't matter. He's getting in.
Oh, that's not the conversation.
We're not talking about should he get in or not.
He's
We're saying
100% deserving of being a Hall of Famer.
The question he asked
In
is,
his
can
Hall
you
of
be a Hall of Famer if you're a punchline of jokes? Right. And we're saying Chris Paul's going to be a Hall of Famer, and he's a punchline of jokes.
Yeah. Doc, does Blake Griffin deserve to get in the Hall of Fame?
Well, that's a tough one. Because Blake, and it's not his fault. He kept getting hurt. But he was tremendous for us. And, my voice didn't used to sound like this. I actually was a falsetto. And then I started coaching. And I wish I was making this bit up. But this is a little bit of Doc's routine from his speech.
If you were to see, like on NBA Classics, old NBA on NBC games, and Doc Rivers is on the call.
His voice is like this.
It's a different person.
It's a different
Oh,
voice.
Jeremy, you don't know this?
I've never heard what Doc sounds like before this.
It's a different person.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm looking
it
up.
TNT. He was working for TNT because his first job was going to Orlando straight out of TNT.
Yeah.
Had never coached a game. And so his voice is really like, it was just like a regular voice.
Yep.
And then over the years, it gets a little bit more raspier until one day it ends up like this. And I told Jason Jackson yesterday, Jay Jackson, if you're nasty, at some point I'm going to have to retire the Doc voice and I'll have to make it the Mitch Johnson voice, which is close, but it's different. Mitch has a lot more trauma in his voice than Doc does, and it's come a lot sooner. Oh, there he is. There's young Doc.
There he is. That's Glenn
It's a
Rivers.
big-ass 90s suit right there.
What's wild is Luka could retire today. He's a Hall of Famer.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Six-time
what he
first
did in
team
Euro
NBA.
was crazy.
Yeah.
As a
Yep,
kid.
EuroLeague MVP.
It's not just his NBA resume. It's his EuroLeague MVP, EuroLeague title, Spanish League MVP, Spanish title, and Eurobasket winner, gold medalist with Slovenia.
At like 16 years old, he was like the MVP of the
He
league.
could have retired. He could have retired 2 years ago, and he's a Hall of Famer.
He could have stopped playing in Dallas and would have been a Hall of Famer.
Juju, put it on the poll. Should Doc Rivers be in the Hall of Fame?
This is what is your deal today?
What do you mean, what is my deal?
Are you going to say Mark Few is in a Hall of Famer now?
I think Mark Few is a Hall of Famer. For you to have the success, and the success being relative because it's Gonzaga, for you to have the success at a school like Gonzaga, yeah, that's Hall of Fame to me.
He also does Team USA stuff, right?
He's an assistant coach there, yeah. But Doc Rivers, I think, has done Team USA stuff as well. Does Mark Few get credit for beating up on St. Mary's and like San Diego and stuff like that?
He's got several Final Four appearances.
I know, but it's just like there's a lot of that stuff that's just. I'm not. Again, I'm of the school of thought that there's no such thing as someone who shouldn't be a Hall of Famer. That's nuts. If you got to that stage, you're a Hall of Famer, dude. Like there's not a lot.
Well, I know. Like I'm factually incorrect. I understand.
No, I'm just saying like the fact that the resume got to this stage, not just factually he's a Hall of Famer.
Mo
I know.
Cheeks?
Mo Cheeks is a Hall of Famer.
I know, but should he be?
Yeah, Mo Cheeks is a Hall of Famer.
Never averaged more than 15 a game.
I mean, you see how he helped
Coach,
that girl with the
though,
national
what-
anthem?
Yeah, that's honestly
That boosts
Put
his
him in right
percentage
there.
by 15%.
One of the best defensive guards of all time. And again, for a sport that's like, oh, there's two sides of the ball. When someone comes along and says, yeah, I'm great on the other side of the ball, like, no, you suck. We are the biggest hypocrites. We are the biggest hypocrites. The number of people who are like, Ben Wallace shouldn't be a Hall of Famer. I'm like, in what world? Like, all you guys do is bitch and complain about who doesn't play both sides and da-da-da-da. But we'll give a guy who doesn't guard anybody.
You're right.
Doesn't guard anybody. We'll put him in the Hall of Fame. But we do the opposite. A guy who locks out, who's the centerpiece of one of the great defenses of all time.
And was a champion, yep.
And it's like, nah, man, because he wasn't getting buckets.
Zaz, is Cooper Kupp a Hall of Famer?
Come on now.
Is Cooper Kupp a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
The football player?
Yeah, it's football time.
Oh, all right. No.
Wow. Really? Triple crown winner?
Zaz,
Not in the Hall of Fame?
We need to have a Zaz Hall of Fame to figure out who's in his
Cooper
Hall of
Kupp's
Fame.
a Hall of Famer.
How many?
Was
how
it
many?
Jerry Rice and that's it in your Hall of Fame?
How many Hall of Fame caliber years did Cooper Kupp have? 3?
4?
Yeah. That's enough for you?
Yeah, like especially with the Super Bowl where
Yeah.
everyone knew where the ball was going,
Yeah, I don't think
and
so.
the march to the Super Bowl, the huge pass against Tampa.
Yeah.
Dude. And he just won another Super Bowl.
Does it
Yep.
take? And I know he was good in that game. Does it take anything away that the guy they replaced him with immediately is putting up the same numbers?
The guy that replaced him is one of the greatest wide receivers I've ever seen. JSN is remarkable.
No,
JSN,
we're talking about Puka Nacua.
I'm
Who's
sorry.
also remarkable.
Yeah.
Right, the guy who replaced him in the exact same system. Does that mean anything? I don't know. I'm asking.
They can both be great.
They can be. You're right.
They
Pro
both
Football-
were great. They both put up numbers together.
Football Reference has him at 39. The average score is 101 for a Hall of Fame wide
Yeah,
receiver.
so I'm going to be right. He's not. He's not Hall of
I
Fame.
think he should. He was so
That 1 year was
incredible
insane.
for them, especially in that Super Bowl.
I don't know. Longevity means a little something to me when it comes to these conversations. And there's no right answer, but I think longevity matters. I don't think it's there for a guy like Cooper Kupp, but I do like this
struggled
game.
with some injuries. At top end though, he
145, 1,947 yards and 16 touchdowns.
What if we made just like a peak sports Hall of Fame? So it encompasses all of like Josh Hamilton would be in the Hall of Fame.
I like that.
Like just like the highest point
one
in your career.
year.
was
Just like
so
you
great.
didn't have any longevity.
Congratulations to
Is Jeremy Lin a Hall of Famer in the peak Hall of Fame?
For two, he's in the 2 week Hall of
Wow.
Fame.
Do you have to have a full season?
A full season peak?
So
I think
Brady
you have
Anderson.
to have at least a season
Brady
or two,
Anderson.
right? Because that's an aberration. There's a difference between.
Oh, come on!
No, hold on.
I'm with
I've
the
got-
goalpost. No, it can't be a one-hit wonder.
I've
It's
got
gotta be
a
a two-hit
large.
wonder.
I've got a large. I got a large sample size of Brady Anderson, and there's one fluke season. There's a difference between that and Brandon
peak.
Roy.
Okay.
No, but
Right?
Brandon Roy is not a peak. Brandon Roy is just I got hurt.
Josh Hamilton is the same thing. That's kind of, well, Josh Hamilton's
Hamilton
a
wasn't, yeah.
variety of things.
Was
Hamilton's not in, right?
Hell no.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But that's my point is you have these guys that were like a gust of what OBJ, another one, where like he ended up getting hurt.
So
but
we're
it was
not- this
more
is
than
not-
one season. It's
but-
like your peak of 2 or 3 years was unbelievable.
So that's not a peak of 2 or 3 years. What you're actually saying is my career would have been awesome if not for these factors that had nothing to do with my ability to play.
All right, but that's part of the equation.
Injury, off field, but I'd still like there to be somewhat of a character clause.
Well, then Josh Hamilton has to take a seat.
yeah, drugs, addiction's tough.
Drugs in the Ronald McDonald. You guys know that one? No one knows that one.
You don't think Philip Rivers is a Hall of Famer?
I think
guy.
it's. I look. You
This
can
guy's
tell.
like-
You don't think he actually like boosted his chances?
I do think he
Stats are
did.
crazy.
Yeah,
I
if you
do
look
think
at
he
this
boosted his
last
chances,
season. I think he
yes.
definitely boosted his
I do.
chances.
I do. There's conversation where it's but then he's going to push the clock back another 5 years. No, I think he helped his chances in a very big way. Yeah.
We got Doc Rivers' original speaking voice for Jeremy Taché. Lock in here.
That's a major concern for the Bulls. They're going to do it.
No
Play
way.
it. Run it back.
One more
Run
time.
Run it one more time, please.
They're going to miss Luke Longley, obviously. That's a major concern for the Bulls. They're going to do it.
That's
Like if you had your eyes
insane.
closed and you're like, who is this person? You would never get it, right?
I never would have guessed in a million
Yeah.
years that's what Doc Rivers sounded
Isn't that
like.
great?
He had a totally normal voice.
Yeah.
So this really is a case. I didn't actually think that a coach was
Or it's a
just,
put
like,
on.
crushing his
No, maybe
vocal
it's a put
cords
on.
like that. You think it's a put?
Yeah, he goes home,
He's
he's
like a
like-
try hard. He can actually speak like
He's
that
like-
normally, but he just wants to show you how much effort he put in.
He comes, I was like, hey, honey, how's it going? Yeah, no, my day was all right. Hold on, I got to take this call. Hello? Yeah, no, yeah, I'll be down there in a bit.
Yeah, you've heard that.
All right, wait, hold on. I got someone on the other line. Hello, Austin? Yeah, no. Yeah, pick up some groceries. Wait, hold on, Austin, I got someone on the line. Hello? Oh, yeah, okay, yes. Thank you. That's a Hall of Fame. Oh, my God. I mean, that was Hall of Fame. Oh, my God.
So is it as bad as John Lucas after his stint with the Spurs?
John Lucas's voice?
Yes.
John Lucas's voice is pretty rough. But Doc, I think, is number one. But I'm going to tell you right now, Mitch Johnson is coming for that crown.
Oh, boy.
Mitch Johnson's so young in his career, and his voice is so shot. Dog, and you've had Wemby. That's the greatest thing. Like, how much screaming are you really doing?
Right.
Come on, Mitch.
I know you have a young team, but I feel like they all rally.
No,
around
but that's
Wemby.
very much a Spurs thing. Like, didn't Popovich treat Duncan terribly?
Yeah, he didn't have a messed up voice, though. Pop would just talk like this.
Just walk up to him with a look of disappointment and then walk away.
We live in a racist country.
But I do think that we're underplaying that if Doc is putting this on, that means he's one of the great actors of our time because he never breaks character. He's been doing this for years, and we've never seen a crack in the voice.
Man, there's a path that I would love to follow here, but not on his Hall of Fame weekend. I'm going to say congratulations, Doc. Much love to you and the family.
Wow, how about that?
Wow,
Doc,
level of respect.
Doc, great actor. Ooh,
It's like calling him coach.
Oh, man. You're chum in the water right now.
So the NBA schedule came out in full this past Thursday.
Yeah.
And Tyrese Halliburton is going to return to the Indiana Pacers after missing all of this past season. Everybody remembers he got hurt Game 7, tore his Achilles in the 2025 NBA Finals. So he's going to return. And he looks good recently, by the way, because I remember you're a little bit worried because throughout this past season, you would see him, he was suffering from shingles, and his face looked pretty blown up, you know?
Yeah,
So
he's been through it.
He looks good now. He looks back. He looks like Tyrese Halliburton again. And so he'll make his debut, but he's upset because not only he was on a podcast, and yes, you know, everyone's got a podcast because if you don't have a podcast, you're a huge loser. And
This is not his podcast, though.
No, he's on a podcast, and
This show's on ESPN, I think, right? Numbers on the board. Am I not wrong? I believe this is an ESPN show. I mean, it's a podcast, but it's also a show on ESPN.
And so Tyrese Halliburton, after the NBA schedule release came out, not only are the Pacers not on national television, game number one, but he's also mad that they are not at home.
Schedule comes out tomorrow. I know the schedule, so yeah.
This don't come out till Saturday.
Okay. So let's say the schedule's out already. Okay. If name any other person that you compare to my level of a basketball player, wherever you have me ranked, if they tore their Achilles and missed 16 months, do you think that game would be on national television?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you probably think so?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that game would be at home if not on national television?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Do you think that game would be at New Orleans?
Wait, what?
Oh, your first game? Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
When I saw schedule, I was like, oh, wow.
So not on national television, and their first game is at the New Orleans Pelicans. And I would say Tyrese Halliburton's a really good player, but I would say that Tyrese Halliburton has a little bit of an inflated sense of worth when it comes to what other people think about the Indiana Pacers. Not even necessarily him, but what people think about the Pacers. Like, I have no issue with the Pacers not being on national television in game number one. I would say it'd have been nice if it was at home where the Pacer crowd, and granted, preseason, he'll play preseason games, but if the Pacer crowd can welcome him back his first game as opposed to maybe it's game 2 or maybe game 3 after they're on the road, I would have probably liked to have seen him play at home. But national television, hey, everybody, Tyrese Halliburton's returning. Like, I don't know. I think it's I don't think he or that team are what he thinks that they are.
Look, there's a couple of things. I actually had the privilege of interviewing Gene Lee, who does the scheduling for the NBA, for the broadcast games, the national TV broadcast games. The number of things that go into this. Are there events going on in your building? Travel, limiting back-to-backs, limiting 4 games in 5 nights. They have 8 million factors going in before we even get to who I like, who I don't like. That's just logistics. Then you get into the national broadcast partners. They get a say. Hey, we want so-and-so. We'd like so-and-so, right? Then you get to, these are the games that start the NBA season this year. Celtics at Pistons. That's right. It's
a no-brainer.
No-brainer. Celtics, big brand, move numbers, move units. Pistons, best team in the East last year. Sixers at Knicks.
No-brainer.
LeBron versus the champs.
Huge.
Thunder at Spurs.
Huge.
Conference finals matchup
No-brainer.
of two of the best teams in the league. Wednesday, T-Wolves at Heat. New look T-Wolves with LaMelo Ball, and they've been great without him, versus Giannis and Bam, right? Warriors at Lakers. Steph versus the Lakers.
No-brainer.
Right. Thursday, Cavs at Sixers. LeBron versus his former team, right? Nuggets at Thunder. Best player in the league versus perhaps the best team. Like, yo.
And so, like, as I'm saying,
who
he
are
has
we bumping?
Right. He has a little bit of an inflated sense of what the Pacers are.
Certainly with the Pacers, he has no idea what the Pacers are because they don't bring in numbers. They don't bring in numbers. And when you talk about national TV, you're talking about that, right? Him, inflated sense of himself, maybe not. If he was coming back in the middle of a season, like, okay, it's December 1st, Tyrese Halliburton's coming back, then I think it's different. Then it's like, okay, we've got the original jitters, big first week thing out of the way. This is a big tentpole event. Great player returning from injury. Dog, you coming back on opening night, guess what? There are more interesting storylines than you and your team. And that's not to say the Pacers stink or whatever. I'm talking about how national TV scheduling works, right? And so then you say, well, at least when I start at home. Okay, maybe that's a thing. But again, there's so many logistics at play here. Sometimes this is just the way it works because there's a concert somewhere, because if not, someone's going to be on an 18-day road trip, whatever it is. They're trying to make good with all that stuff. The thing I don't like is he goes on the show and all the guys are like, damn, no way, no, you're not at home. I'm like, come on, guys, push back a little bit. Push back a little bit. Like, come on, man, there's a lot of great teams.
We live in a racist country.
All right, what's up, everyone? We're going to go ahead and do a AMA. So I've already got some questions that some of you have already submitted, but make sure to continue to do so in the chat. I'm monitoring it right now. What's the worst part of the life? Probably the lack of sleep. You know, is what it is. I wake up at 4:30. Are you going to check out Slam Frank the musical at the Orpheum Theater this fall? I think Zaz is coming in here to do this with me. Zaz, have you heard of Slam Frank the musical?
I don't know that fool.
Yeah, it's a musical about Anne Frank.
It's really fun.
Oh no, I do know Anne Frank.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
Not a fool.
Not
We take it back. Not a fool, Anne Frank.
Yeah,
I've been to the Anne Frank house. You ever been there?
Yes.
Tiny.
Yeah, it's pretty depressing. But Slam Frank the musical is something I will not be seeing, and I have no interest in seeing. It's really embarrassing. I was asked why my colleagues hate baseball. Why do you hate baseball?
The Marlins. I think the Marlins have sucked a lot. I don't hate baseball. I love when Major League Baseball playoffs roll around. Love the Major League Baseball playoffs. But the Marlins have sucked it out of me the last few years.
Yeah, but they're good. They're in a really fun position. We can talk about it.
All right. I mean, I'd like it to be sustained,
Yeah,
for
no,
a few years. It can't
that's
just
the
be
thing that they're trying to do.
a one-off.
Yeah, no. Remember the second half of last season? That was really fun. And
All right,
now
cool.
they're trying to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, Amin's here too.
I want to talk about third-string hockey players that are hurt.
Okay.
That's more important than the Marlins.
I agree. I do have. Who are you voting for in the primaries? I can give you a rundown. Otto Lopez or Edgar Renteria? Edgar Renteria sustained it, but Otto Lopez is moving up. Quickly, why more Jeremy content? Because I work hard. Yeah, you're right. This is not Phoebe Bridgers on my
Someone
shirt.
asked
That's
me
the
on
joke.
Zaslow Show 2.0 in a mailbag last week, how can you stand Jeremy? Someone asked me that.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you? Did you say you don't?
I actually said there's a lot that goes on the show outside of on the microphone and on
Thanks.
camera that people don't know about.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of things that happen. We all kind of like each other. Ooh, I like this one, Zaz. If you were a hot dog and you were starving to death, would you eat yourself?
Yeah, you got it. Got to do what it takes to survive. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, it's sort of like cutting off like
I'm
your
good.
leg, right? All right. Will I ever join Tony for an MMA hangout? I would love to do that. I've been trying to make it happen to go out there, even if I'm not like on the MMA hangout, because I don't know anything about MMA, but it'd be fun to hang out at Dead Flamingo. Let's see. I saw one that was a great question, which is, do you have to squish the Uncrustable to spread out the jelly before you eat it? I think that is a pro move. This is someone who has clearly had several Uncrustables. I loved an Uncrustable as a kid. In fact, you bringing up an Uncrustable makes me want to buy them myself. I really love Uncrustables. So am I good at playing pool? I'm okay. I have pretty good hand-eye coordination, so I'm like not terrible at it, but I definitely wouldn't describe myself as a good pool player. Let's see what else we got here. What's for lunch today? Not sure yet. How many fantasy football or baseball leagues are you in? I don't play fantasy baseball, which I know is really shocking. I think the way that I cover that sport intimately makes me not want to play it in some ways. And I also don't like the everyday maintenance of it. With fantasy football, I believe I'm in 4 leagues, and I will tell you guys a fun story, which is that working out with all of my friends, I'm in a league that I've been in for like 15 years with my childhood friends. We started it in high school. It might even be longer now that we've all played together in that league. It's a super flex league. We were trying to work out with all these grown adults. When do we figure out when the draft is? When do we figure out when the draft is? I was looking at my Marlins schedule. I probably have the most complicated, difficult schedule of anybody within our draft. And so everybody's trying to work around me. And we decided, all right, tomorrow, that's the one day we can, August 18th. That makes sense as a day that we can all make this work. And so I agreed to it. I was happy about it. And then last week, I went to start doing a little bit of prep, and I looked at the draft date and I went, oh my God, I agreed to do our draft on my 3-year wedding anniversary. So I will not be participating in the draft, and I have to set up a queue because I love my wife and I'd like to stay married. She knows that this happened. She was laughing in my face. And yeah, I'm going to be talking to the guys about who's some good people to put in my queue to unfortunately auto draft for the first time ever in my biggest fantasy league. So, that's a fun one. Do I regret not putting hero or hate crime on my Sunny list? I had several OLIs on that list that didn't even make OLIs. Charlie Work is a great one. Flowers for Charlie is another great one. And A Woman's Right to Chop. If you guys haven't seen that one from season 14, all-time good episode, especially in the modern era here of Always Sunny. I saw one here that said, what do I think is going to happen with Bomber, Clippers, Kawhi? Do I think there will be justice? Man, I have no idea, because at this point, it feels like Pablo has laid out so much of what's gone down here, and I'm sure he's only going to continue to find more. The journalism behind it is really unbelievable. And I think at this point, it's been shown like there's going to have to be something that gets done. I think the way that the league is feeling, it almost feels right now, based off of the way that between the gambling stuff and everything else that has gone down with the NBA in recent time here, with the way that people are feeling around the league, it almost reminds me of the steroid era in baseball. We're coming out on the other side of it. There was a overcorrection, and there needed to be something that gets done. And I just feel like that's Adam Silver's space that's going to be here. Last two questions. 3-in-1 soap, shampoo, conditioner. If you do that, I think you are someone who hates yourself. And can you explain the popularity of the Choose in Texas song? It's a solid song, but doesn't it play a special frequency for the whites? Yes, white people love it. It's fine. I'm indifferent about it. White people love Ella Langley. You know why. All right. That was fun. Let's get back to the show.
There is a very, very interesting debate going on, Amin, in the shipping container right now. Shipping container?
Yes.
It's a contentious debate.
No. Are these guys upset? No, they're content. They're a contenter.
Can you explain the debate that is happening?
Yeah, I can. So the guy's back here because obviously we have Monday. Chris is usually not good, but as you can tell,
right, he's out.
He's not here today.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, Chris is usually good. The problem is it's going to be Monday, Chris tomorrow on Tuesday because he's not here Monday. So we're going to get Monday, Chris on Tuesday. Now only hoping that Wednesday is good, but then he's got bowling on Wednesday, so we know Thursday is going to be bad.
Can I provide an alternate theory that we just missed Monday, Chris, and he comes in Tuesday, Chris, on Tuesday?
Yeah, but God only knows what he's been doing for the last 3 days. Yeah. What has he been doing?
But Mondays, he's not doing anything
Tending
today.
to a sick daughter, probably.
Yeah, there you go.
Or not.
Or that. Yeah, that's true.
Just all gummied up.
Maybe.
Tuesday, Chris, on a Tuesday, or Monday, Chris, on a Tuesday? What are we going to get? Juju, put it on the poll. Will we get Tuesday, Chris, on a Tuesday, or Monday, Chris, on a Tuesday?
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow. Amin, it is your time to shine. Let's get to it.
It is time for to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy.
Weekend Observations is brought to you by Miller Lite. Legendary moments start with the light. Zaz! I've had a whole weekend to ponder this Lakers sale. I read a lot of articles, both from the sports and the finance sections. I interviewed a couple of people. And what I can only surmise is that these rich assholes either don't care what we think or they think we're morons. Holy shit. To recap, Mark Walter buys the Lakers using financing from an Emirati sovereign wealth fund. Mark Walter takes out billions of dollars of undisclosed loans from insurers that he controls. That's illegal, by the way. Federal prosecutors and the Securities and Exchange Commission investigate. Mark Walter sells off the assets to pay back those loans, which doesn't solve the problem. It's like robbing a bank then come back the next day to return the money. Like, hey, sorry, my bad. Like, yes, you made it whole, but no, you do not get off scot-free. Then Mark Walter sells the Lakers with no open bidding to a Kushner. Either they don't care or they think we're idiots. They're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, it's all unrelated.
Little column A, column B.
Well, perhaps. NFL injury update. Jamal Adams, out for the year. Brian Brzee, Dunzo. Jalen Walker, we hardly knew ye. Ricky Pearsall, sayonara. Did I say any of those names right? Perhaps, perhaps not. Dennis Schroeder, traded for the 9th time in his career. Dennis Schroeder, rent, don't buy.
Is he the all-time, man, I can't believe I turned down that contract guy?
No. Nerlens Noel is that guy. Von Miller, still cashing checks. Can he outlast LeBron?
No.
Okay. I had to ask.
That was rhetorical, but I had to, you were waiting for me to answer, so yeah.
Angel Reese, 4 of 13 inside the restricted area.
Good at layups.
Not beating the allegations.
The me bound.
That was unbelievable.
It's a me suck, is what that is.
She's missing them on purpose, I think, right? So we could talk about it.
There was one that she could have won the game on.
Yep.
And she blew that layup.
Yep.
And then blow a layup like it's weird. When you watch basketball, sometimes people miss shots and you're like, ah, man. Yeah, you should have made it, but like you missed it in a way that I can conceive. And then sometimes they miss shots and you're like, that's not how you're supposed to miss a shot.
Well, yeah, like on the fast break layup that she missed early in the game, it's like she does a jump stop. She plants 2 feet and then, does that's not how you shoot layups. It's weird.
Pet peeve. Coaches and GMs who refer to players by their nicknames when addressing the media. Yeah, B. Wood had a good day today, and J. Rob is progressing well. Have some decorum, guys. Don't pretend to be all buddy-buddy. Especially when you're going to cut these guys later. Like that's why I think you can't be like, no, we're family. I call him J. Will and Blue Goss and Doo-Doo. And then it's like, yeah, we have to let you go. Because, like a horse, your ankle got hurt.
Nobody did that more than Don Mattingly.
Oh,
Don
yeah?
Mattingly, everybody was yelly. It's really the way that hockey does it, where it's just a Y at the end of whatever their name is. But it was like Christian
Belly.
Yelich, Yelly.
Cashy.
Everyone. JT Realmuto.
Zazzy.
T. Just T.
It's
ridiculous.
I hate it.
I don't like it either.
What, you're trying to demonstrate to me that like these are your guys?
Well, especially sometimes it was a guy who was an addition the day before.
How do you
because the
feel-
Marlins had all of these guys in late in the season, up and down on the roster at the time, and it was always Hosey. Jose Urena was Hosey. There's no way he wants that.
How do you feel when media members use the nickname when they're asking the coach about
Same.
the player?
Same. I like if I wanted to be strict, I said don't even do the first name thing. How's Russell feeling today? No. Say the whole name. But I'm not gonna be strict. I'll let you go first name. Especially if you have the Heat are gonna be a big one for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis and Bam are a lot easier to say than
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
But if pick a player's
No,
if you were asking about Jimmy Butler, what do you make a buckets performance?
Yeah,
tonight?
exactly. That kind of stuff. Yeah. How's Ticket feeling today for
Yeah,
Kevin Garnett?
yeah, yeah.
No. You say KG, you can say Kevin. You can't say Ticket. Russell Westbrook allegedly turned down a 2-year deal from the Wizards and opted to retire. You know what that means? It means that when asked the question, would you play for the Wizards? Russell Westbrook's answer was, not even for $8 million. Literally. That's what he would have made on a 2-year deal.
I told you, Shams Charania tweeted out with Russell Westbrook's retirement that with offers from Washington and Sacramento, Russell Westbrook decided to retire on his own terms. Buddy, that ain't retiring on your own terms.
It is because you had a chance to keep playing and you didn't. Not on your own terms is when they don't call you. This is the equivalent of Lorraine Baines being asked by Biff, you're going to be my girl. It's like, not even if you had $1 million, right? And that's like, oh, shit, man. You have $1 million, he ain't never going to go out with you. That's what Russell Westbrook just said to the Wizards. Not even had $8 million for me. They stacked it up on the table. He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to go home.
I'll tell you, man. You
Tear some holes in my shirt. It's called the passion.
You go back today and watch some of that Back to the Future. Biff is trying to rape her.
No shit. He's a bad dude. I thought we established this.
He's trying to rape her.
Uh-huh.
And now he's president of the United States. I mean, the biggest guy in Hill Valley. Sorry. I'm sorry.
What happened there?
That came. Mitchell Robinson said Boston has always been one of his favorite places to visit. Mitchell Robinson not beating the allegations. Speaking of voted for Biff. Cinephobe episode 321. Knockoff. Starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I don't even know that.
Rob Schneider and Leela Roshan. It's a movie where a fashion designer and a CIA operative team up to thwart a terrorist attack.
Which one was Jean-Claude?
You'll never believe which is which.
Sorry.
No. Which one? What do you think?
I think Jean-Claude's the CIA operative.
Wrong. He's a fashion designer in Hong Kong. No way. And Rob Schneider's undercover. And they have a whole thing like, I thought you were my friend. And it's a whole like.
This sounds awesome.
Yeah. Knock off. Wherever you get podcasts. Cinephobe, excuse me. Wherever you get podcasts. You guys watch MLS? You guys into MLS? We did local hours there. We didn't talk about what happened in Miami this weekend.
They lost.
They lost. Yeah, they lost. Yeah. Well, it's not like Messi had a chance to have an impact early in the game on a penalty or anything like that. Did that? Oh, hold on. Oh, he missed it.
Are you doing your Ronaldo bullshit?
He missed a penalty.
No, he's just doing the.
He missed a penalty. He missed a what?
The Pele.
What the hell?
He also missed a game. His dad died in the middle of
Speaking
the
of
tournament.
hell, Art Briles. That was bad timing. Those are the weekend observations. That was awful timing. Or was it perfect timing? I don't know.
I feel like you could have given him a break this week. It's tough. They seem close.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Guys, I saw a great movie this weekend. That's right. I love the movies. Me and my son.
I'm getting ready to hear what I think you went and saw.
Me and my son this weekend. And we talked about this plenty last week. We thought it was odd that there were no pre-screenings and seemed a little strange. But my son and I, we went and saw End of Oak Street.
I have a theory. Do dinosaur movies ever suck? They may not be great.
There have been some bad Jurassic movies.
Jurassic World or Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park 3 was bad.
I've liked all the Jurassic World movies.
It's a birdcage. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? R.I.P. Sam Neill.
And like the last two Jurassic World movies, I didn't like.
You didn't like the one with Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, I saw that one.
That's a good movie. That's a cool movie.
No, that one wasn't. Actually,
it's fun.
It's about 50-50 now, whether or not.
Mahershala Ali?
I do like watching people run away from dinosaurs.
Dinosaur movies are good, man.
Yeah. But I was surprised about this because the marketing strategy. I was
strange.
surprised by the release.
Yeah.
Is this movie going to do well?
You saw it also.
Well, you told me that it was good, so I had to make sure that I went to see it.
It's a really good movie.
Mike?
It's a fun 90s-like action movie.
It's set in
every
the
summer.
80s. Did we have any idea that it's set in the past? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I can tell from what they were wearing. But I say 90s. I say 90s type of summer release because in the 90s they had, whether it was a disaster movie, this feels like your old school summer release.
It's a good movie.
I'm telling you right now, it may not be a masterpiece, but it's really hard to make a bad dinosaur movie, man. It really is. Think about it.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yep.
I went in with low expectations.
Me too.
Solid popcorn flick.
My son turned to me in the middle of the movie, unsolicited. He just goes, "This movie's awesome."
Okay. I don't think it's awesome. But I'll give it a try. I'll give it a whirl when it comes out on streaming.
Awesome.
When it comes out on streaming. Now, yesterday, you know what I made my children watch? The Mummy.
Which one?
Yeah, which one?
Brendan Fraser.
Okay, yeah. I actually saw that with Juliet 2 weeks ago.
It holds up good?
Yeah, and he made such an impact that we saw George of the Jungle a few days later, and she's like,
That's why you watched it.
That's the guy.
So here's the funny thing. This is what I did with my kids. We're watching The Mummy, And Brendan Fraser, he's dashing and he's like shooting things and stuff like that.
Brendan Fraser's had a good movie career.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those great and then
Turned down George of the Jungle too.
So I pull up on my phone while we're watching. I pause the movie and say, "Hey guys, you ever seen this meme?" And I held up the picture of, him and the whale, where he's, it's like the meme where he's just kind of like turning slightly to the camera.
Shocking, it's the same.
And they're
guy.
like, "Yeah." And I said, "Do you recognize anyone in this movie who might be this guy?" And they're like, "No." And I said, "That guy right there, big muscly guy."
It's shocking.
It is shocking. And by the way, like we can say, "Oh yeah, he gained weight for the role." Have you seen him before or after that role? He's gained weight, period.
Yeah, he was pretty heavy before that role.
Yeah,
I think he's lost some weight since, but he was pretty heavy.
He's like, it's such a far cry.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad. Man, I saw a movie that had my man Roddy from House of the Dragon. The guy from the North. You can watch House of the Dragon?
Yeah,
he ain't heavy, he might blink.
There you go. The Stark guy that's running with Damon.
Okay.
The crazy guy. He died.
Oh, yeah, from Sons.
Yes. Yes. I saw a movie where he was a young man.
Oh, really?
But the movie is like from like 98, and I'm like, what the hell, dude? It blew my mind. I couldn't conceive that he was a young man.
Yeah.
But in a time that, for me, feels like, that was a couple years ago.
Brendan Fraser had great movies when he was young. The Mummy, With Honors. You know about With Honors with Joe Pesci? Great movie.
Bedazzled?
School Ties. Come on.
Oh, School Ties.
I dare somebody over there to say School Ties. Not
You're going way early with School Ties and like Encino Man. Like, there's that era, and then he like takes a dip, then he comes back and I'm a A1 blockbuster superstar.
Yeah, he was one of the
Mummy-
stars in
Mummy Returns.
Crash, right? Worst Best Picture of all time, right?
It's up there.
Yeah.
You guys don't like Crash?
Best
not what we're
Picture wise,
saying.
no. It's
That's
not,
not what
it's
we're
not a Best
saying.
Picture.
Crash with Soderbergh or Crash with Holly Hunter?
Soderbergh.
Okay. Do you know the Holly Hunter one?
Yeah, that one's sexy.
Yeah, it is.
Crash is the Best Picture as Amari Stoudemire is to Hall of Fame.
No. We're not gonna shit on Crash, and we're not gonna definitely not shit on
Shakespeare in Love.
Shakespeare in Love. I liked it.
I like it
was
too.
Fun.
I'm not saying these are bad movies. I'm saying that
The English Patient, horrible movie.
All right, Shakespeare in Love beat Saving Private Ryan.
Ooh.
Saving Private Ryan was long, dude.
What did Crash beat?
Beat
That
that.
was a-
Brokeback Mountain garbage.
Yeah, it was a weak movie year.
Yeah,
it was.
Here's another really weak sauce one, and everyone's gonna fight me. I don't care. Titanic, weak sauce movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Weak sauce movie.
That's just wrong.
No, I disagree.
You think Titanic should have won Best Picture?
Yeah, what year did it come out? 98?
98.
See what else was there.
I don't even know what was there.
97.
90. Well, the 98.
The Oscars. That Oscars.
While we're looking, by the way, I looked up the worst dinosaur movie ever. It says a movie called Theodore Rex from 1995.
Oh my God. Okay, I stand corrected. Theodore Rex is a movie that we reviewed on Cinephobe. It is awful, but it's not a real dinosaur movie. The dinosaur's a cop, man.
Yeah,
like, all right.
It says, in an alternate futuristic society, a tough female police detective is paired with a talking dinosaur to find the killer of dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals, leading them to a mad scientist bent on creating a new Armageddon, starring Whoopi Goldberg.
All right, so Best Picture nominees the year Titanic won in 1998. The Full Monty.
Better.
L.A. Confidential.
Better.
Good Will Hunting.
Better.
Oh, come on.
As Good as It Gets.
Better.
Oh, come on.
I'm okay with Titanic winning this
I'm
year.
not.
Nah.
Very
no,
ambitious.
No.
My favorite movie of that lot is probably As Good as It Gets.
Yep.
As Good as It Gets and Good Will Hunting are far and away better. than
L.A.
Titanic.
Confidential. What are you guys?
L.A. Confidential was good.
Losers? Come
It's
on.
not, it's not better than Titanic.
It was way better than Titanic.
Titanic is just like such a
an
moment in
amazing
time.
It was a boring
It was a
moment in time.
huge achievement
They had
at
two
the time.
cassettes. You had to watch it on two cassettes.
Yeah, I love
If you
that.
can't fit it on a long, VHS tapes are long, dude. There you go.
Holy shit, I think I've seen that movie.
No, you haven't. No one
Yeah, I
has.
think I have.
No, you haven't.
Why are you telling me that I haven't? Don't tell me
Because
that
you
I have.
haven't. What is Teddy Rex like? What is the thing that he's addicted to?
I don't remember.
Okay, you haven't seen it.
But like, I feel like I've seen that still
You
image
haven't
that you
seen-
just showed up.
It's
Okay.
crystal meth.
Oh, did
You should know that.
to crack?
Here's another movie that shouldn't have won Best Picture. Dances with Wolves. Get the hell out of here.
Goodfellas was that. same year,
Goodfellas was
right?
that year. Ghost was that year.
Dances with Wolves just stole its whole plot from Avatar.
That's what I've been saying.
And Avatar stole it from Fern Gully.
File.
Thank you.
So over the weekend,
Scary villain.
By the way, English Patient won over Fargo. Come on, man.
I never saw English Patient.
You shouldn't.
You still call him Ralph.
What's his name? Ralph Fine.
That's a fine. That's a fine, all right.
Over the weekend, I booked movie tickets the furthest out from a movie that I've ever done before. What are you getting all riled up over?
I'm on your side.
One last
this is me
thing
getting
on
worked up.
End of Oak Street. Refreshing to see historically accurate dinosaurs.
You nervous?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Drop your phone like you're
No,
scared.
whatever.
You got scared or something.
So
yeah.
what?
You got scared.
Knock my phone over. Who cares?
Like the dinosaurs, they have feathers.
Chicago won over Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and Gangs of New York. Chicago.
Gangs of New York is I felt like Daniel Day-Lewis was better than Gangs of New York was good. Does that make sense?
I think that was a weak year.
A weak year?
Yeah, I
The
think that's a weak
Pianist came out. Are you telling me you think The Pianist is weak?
That's exactly what I'm saying. The
Penis is
penis
strong.
Could have been stronger.
Wow.
Very strong.
You were saying about buying tickets, and I was
So,
getting worked up. Hold on, let me do it again.
I always buy my tickets in advance, especially the superhero movies. I'll buy those tickets several weeks in advance.
Doomsday? You got the Doomsday tickets already? Because they went on sale.
I got Doomsday tickets. That movie's not out for 4 months.
Never.
Enough.
I bought the tickets over this weekend. The only reason that I did was because I saw that all of the opening night showings are already selling out. And I'm like, well, hold on a second. I always have to see on the opening afternoon. Like, I go late afternoon, which is a Thursday, of course. I go late afternoon on the opening day to see these kind of movies. I have to see Doomsday the day it comes out. And I'm searching. I mean, it's playing every 15 minutes. And all these showings, the only seats left are in the front row. I can't believe it. So I have to purchase tickets. Now, I did find a theater. It's not one of the big screens, like standard screening. I'm going to be slumming it, I guess. I don't give a shit. And so I bought tickets. Like, I'm going to see it late afternoon on the day it comes out, December 17th. 4 months in advance. I mean, I have my Doomsday tickets.
I have a theory. I'm very worked up on this. That's why you saw me doing a lot of stuff. That's not.
I can't not see it the day it comes out.
When I do this, Zaz, it doesn't mean I want to stop you. You should keep going. Just know, it means hot on this.
All right.
The steam is coming out.
All right.
So
I had to do it. You
guys been browbeating me. How could you not see the Odyssey? How could you not see the Odyssey? How come you not see the Odyssey? And I was like, ask the kids. If the kids want to see, I'll say yes. If not, I'll say no. Ask the kids. You guys want to see Odyssey? And they're like, yeah, we want to see the Odyssey. I'm like, all right, cool.
Like, damn.
All right, so
How has this conversation come up in the last month? It's been out for a month.
okay, this is Saturday. I'm having this conversation with them. So I said, let's look up the theaters. They don't even have, and I'm not talking about the 70 millimeter, which we're lucky enough to live a couple miles away from 70 millimeter IMAX. That one I get. That one I accept, right? Like, there's only a handful of these theaters all across the country, and it's only one screen, so it's one showing a day or whatever, or however many showings a day. That one can be sold out. Do you know this sumbitch was sold out everywhere?
Yeah, man.
For all showings?
It's an incredible movie.
The regular theater.
It's ridiculous.
But I'm like, I have a theory. So you're saying 4 months in advance, it's all sold out. Guess what? I think they're playing games. I think they withhold tickets. They're like, all the tickets are sold out. They're not releasing these tickets. They're releasing them day of. And then we're doing a whole thing. Because there's no chance. I just went through this with Spider-Man. Every Spider-Man showing was sold out. I had to drive miles and miles away from my house to watch Spider-Man with my kids. And I'm like, for the first in an era where now movies, they're telling me movies are struggling and Hollywood is crashing.
I think movies are back.
And theaters are closing, number one. But number two, every theater is a multi-mega quadruplex with 48 screens and start times 15 minutes apart, and they're all sold out? All of them? Every single one. Every single screen, every single theater.
What do they get out of lying to you about that?
Scarcity. Oh, I gotta go see the Odyssey. I need to see the Odyssey.
Okay, but if I want to go see the movie at a certain time and it's showing me on the Fandango that it's not available, then they're not getting my money.
They're just doing that so that you get antsy and you buy a ticket. If you saw zillions of available seats, you'd be like, I'll get it closer to the date. But because it's like, oh my God, they're running out. You finally found one at a time. Not the time that you wanted, but the time that you
That
got.
part is true. Like,
See?
if all of the theaters were available, like, there's something I feel weird about buying 4 months in advance. Like, I
don't know
wouldn't
what
have
I'm
got them this
doing.
weekend.
I don't know what I'm doing. 4 months from now, I'm supposed to know what I'm doing? Hey, oh, wait a second. Oh, sorry, I got to go. What happened? We're having a great time. We're having drinks. Oh, no, I bought movie tickets 4 months ago. Got to make my way over there.
Well, what happened, because, like, the inconvenience that I'm facing now is my master plan would have been I want to see Doomsday, which means I'm going to see both Dune and Doomsday.
By the way, pop culture missed an opportunity. There were 2 dinosaur movies that came out last weekend. You could have done Paw Patrol and End of Oak Street back to back.
They got dinosaurs in Paw Patrol.
That's right, dude.
Yeah.
And guess who does this song? Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet's back?
All right. There you go.
Transition. Oh, wait, hold on.
Let me say, though, with this Doomsday, like, I want to get excited. I want to go see this movie.
Oh, did you see the new trailer drop this weekend? Holy.
It was great.
Holy
For
moly.
Doom?
Here's
Or
the
Doom?
issue.
For Doomsday. Holy
Here's the issue
moly.
I'm having, though. Disney Plus put out a list of the essential projects that you need to watch before you see
Yeah, it's very
Doomsday.
helpful.
X-Men, X2, Captain America, The First Avenger, The Avengers, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Loki, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
This is to my point. Spider-Man No
Not
Way
an
Home.
ally.
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Captain America, Brave New World. Deadpool and Wolverine. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Thunderbolts. The Fantastic Four, First Steps. Wait, hold on. I got to see all of these things to be able to watch this one movie. You want me to spend 2 real days of my life watching all of this just so I can see that? Hey, how about give me 10 minutes of bad, shitty dialogue at the beginning? Give me 10 minutes of dialogue at the beginning to recap all of the garbage that I didn't get to so that I can get a bad thing right off the top and be able to watch this movie without missing everything. But you're telling me I have to watch 2 full days of content to be able to go see this movie? That's garbage. That's
Roy,
ridiculous.
you
Get
don't
over
have to do
yourselves.
that.
Roy,
Get
going too
over
far.
yourselves.
Roy, do you know what Jeremy wants?
What's that?
He wants that recap that happens at the start of every Rocky sequel.
Yes.
That's
exactly what
that's the
I'm
one.
asking
Just
you for.
Get me up to date. So
Get me
he
up to date
killed
so I
Apollo.
can watch this movie.
Rocky went to Russia. He worked out. Now he fought. Now he said, I
Yes.
can change. You can change. We can all change. And now here we are in the locker room after.
You
Got
get
it.
exactly what I'm looking for. I want bad montages. I want terrible dialogue. I want it to be spoon-fed to me so that I don't have to watch 15 other projects of yours.
Jeremy, it
just
already
to
has.
be able to
though.
watch
Hold on.
this.
Jeremy, it already has. You go to some nerd's YouTube channel. He's already done the work for you, just like in
true.
school. Hey, give me your homework. All of a
Screen
sudden, he's
crush.
got 15
No, but
minutes.
you want
of-
me to do the homework of
Yeah.
going to YouTube to go find this guy's homework for a 45-minute long YouTube thing?
I'm gonna be
Give me
honest.
my 8 minutes off the top of bad dialogue and then go make your movie.
Jeremy, I'll be honest. They're listing all that stuff, but you really don't need to, because it's like, you need to watch Shang-Chi. Why? So you know who Shang-Chi is. Oh. You need to watch Deadpool and Wolverine. Why? So you know who Gambit is. Oh. It's literally
You're right.
for 5 seconds of
You
dialogue.
need to watch X-Men and X2 so you know who old
who
Magneto
the
is.
X-Men are. Yeah, like who the old
All right, well, so who's going to give me the broken down list?
Some nerd.
Of
New
the
rock
things that I
stars.
need here.
Screen
I
crush.
don't like
think
that
it's
Gambit's
ridiculous.
in this
Emergency awesome.
one. It doesn't make any sense that Gambit's in this one
Oh, why?
because he wasn't in the Fox X-Men universe.
It's going to be a big deal or whatever. What's the line?
I'm about to make a name.
I'm about to make a name.
Woo! About to make a name.
He was in Deadpool as a rib.
But it's like,
And now he's like to
But
be
so-
taken seriously when he's not actually a part of the lore.
but technically Deadpool is in Deadpool as a rib, and now he's going to be in
Yeah, but he's always been a main character. It just existed as a rib.
Deadpool was a main character always?
Well, in his franchise, in his own franchise.
Well, yeah, but as a rib, though.
Speaking of
Doomsday is not about being a rib.
It's a
Doomsday
rib.
is Doomsday.
Doomsday is as serious as shit gets.
Yeah, and also, I don't like that it's called Avengers Doomsday.
Why?
Because everyone's an Avenger?
Well, I mean, they got a lot of Avengers in it.
No,
Thor-
Gambit's not an Avenger.
Thor's an Avenger.
Yes, I understand. And you also have the new Avengers, so you have some Avengers in it, but not everybody is an Avenger.
Not everyone in this movie is an Avenger.
That's my point.
But the Avengers, it's the Avengers movie.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No, it's more like non-Avengers.
No, it's
The
Avengers.
Fantastic
Hold
Four
on.
are in it.
You got 2 Captain Americas. They're both Avengers.
I don't know how many Spider-Men are going to be in it, but
Thor, he's an
they
Avenger.
can't all be Avengers.
Spider-Man's an Avenger.
They come and go.
He's an Avenger.
Well, right now, none of those guys are
Ant-Man.
Avengers.
Ant-Man will be an Avenger.
He's not part of the new Avengers. Remember, there's new ones.
The new Avengers are the different Avengers. They're being sued, by the way. You know
Just
the
call
new.
it-
You know that? You know about that?
What?
The new Avengers being sued by the old Avengers.
Is that a
I swear to God,
plot line?
that's a plot line. That what's his name?
IP?
what's Black Captain America's name? Damn.
Sam.
Sam. There you go. Sam is suing the Thunderbolts over the Avengers.
And
name.
I'm supposed to understand any of this without 8 minutes of shitty exposition off the top.
Anthony Mackie.
It should just be called Doomsday.
Dude, you've had 15 years to watch these movies.
No, but that's actually the
Actually,
point.
you got 4
Call it
months to watch these
Avengers,
movies.
X-Men,
4 months is
Spider-Man,
helpful.
Fantastic Four, Doomsday.
Fantastic Four are not the Avengers.
But Gambit never existed in the Fox X-Men universe.
So neither did the girl that everyone's upset is Rogue.
I don't get that.
I really don't. Yo,
That
so,
one pisses
so they,
me off.
What don't you get about
they
that?
announced the casting for Rogue and Storm and some of these other X-Men.
At Comic-Con, they marched out like a lot of the new X-Men.
No,
And so-
it's at D23, you idiot.
Look at this guy. This nerd doesn't know what the difference between D23 and Comic-Con is. But the point is, I'm looking at it online, and the reaction is vociferous. Oh, my God. How could they cast? Oh, my God. And I'm
Really?
like,
She's had an incredible summer. I was under the assumption everyone loved her.
I don't know who she is. I'm wondering why everyone's upset.
Right, what's the problem?
What's
here?
the problem? What's the problem? And Mike pointed out to me, it's because she has a little bit too much of a tan.
She's got a tan. That's the only reason I can understand why people have a problem with this.
That's
It's
it.
because she doesn't look like Rhea Ripley the way that Rogue is supposed to look in the comics.
Who's Rhea Ripley?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, buddy, you don't know Rhea Ripley?
Who's
So-
Rhea Ripley?
You don't know about Mommy?
You need to Google Rhea
You need to
Ripley
have ready.
right now.
From Obsession fame, was cast as Rogue. And everyone was like, this doesn't look anything like Rogue. This is a bad casting. Where my argument is, this, you could argue Indy's being typecast here. Because Rogue's whole thing is that she can't be with people that she loves because if she touches them, she might kill them. And so that angst, that's her being typecast.
Does that extend to non-mutants, non-enhanced individuals? Like
course.
if Rogue touches me, will I lose my ability to never get hangovers?
Mr. Always want to get touched over here, bro. It's crazy.
I'm just asking a question.
But best I can tell is people don't like it because she's tan. I don't understand.
Man.
And here's the thing: when it comes to Rogue and
Maybe she
movies,
won't be tan in the movie. Like, am I not supposed to like the guy they brought out for Professor X? Buddy's got hair.
I would understand if it were like a Hugh Jackman situation, which is like they're on the internet. It's like, who can you possibly get eventually to be Wolverine? Because Hugh Jackman was just so perfect, such a great cast,
And he was a nobody, right?
But he was a nobody at the time. And not comic book accurate. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's
Right.
small.
Wolverine's supposed to be small.
Well, that's they went through all this in Deadpool
Yeah.
and Wolverine. Like,
Yeah.
all the,
But
Jeremy didn't watch it.
but it's not like Rogue has ever been like performed well in the movies. We had Anna Paquin.
you didn't like
before.
suck it.
It was
Don't
Anna.
touch
It
me,
was,
suck
it
it.
was Anna Paquin.
They
before.
completely cut her out of X-Men Days of Future Past.
It was horribly cast.
No,
before.
she was there, wasn't she?
No, but it wasn't the theatrical release.
Really?
There's a director's cut. It's called the Rogue Cut.
Really?
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, she's not in the theatrical release at all.
So she was like such a bad casting that she was cut out of a film.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing like the comic book representation. So, judging off of what we've seen in cinema, this is already a much better casting, and people are losing their minds over
But they didn't
it.
bring out a Wolverine.
No, because
Well,
I think they're gonna have to build up.
No, it's. I mean, they already did the thing. Him and Ryan Reynolds did a little video where it's like, "Hey, why don't you put us in the movie?" And I'm like, "This is all the stuff where it's like, okay, they're gonna be in the movie." Because the whole thing about Deadpool and Wolverine is that Hugh Jackman said, "I'm never doing Wolverine again," and then Ryan Reynolds like made a passionate personal plea. He's like, "Fine, I'll do it," and they did it, and it was so good and so well received and so well loved that now Hugh Jackman's like, maybe I haven't shut the door on this whole Wolverine thing, because if I can do it with people who are fun and creative, then that's different from what they kind of had him doing before. Having said that, in Deadpool and Wolverine, there's a scene where they go to alternate universe, and Wolverine is played by my man Joe Manganiello, or what? No, it's by Henry Cavill. Excuse me, Henry Cavill, who would make a great Wolverine.
Yeah, it's probably too big though.
The Cavalrine,
Huge.
they called him. The Cavalrine.
The who?
The Cavalrine.
Is that what they call him?
They did in the movie, yeah.
In the movie, yeah. I think the part was Hugh Jackman loved that Logan film so much, and that was the end of that character. Spoiler alert! But with the multiverse, there are no consequences.
Yes, we can keep bringing people back and maybe recast them as the main villain after they were the main hero.
That's why it was a little subtle. I don't know if you caught it when Ryan Reynolds was actually dancing on Wolverine's grave.
Did you guys see there are accounts now that are popping up on Twitter where they have a link to the entire full movie, like perfect reception of movies that are in the theater right now. I clicked on one, and of course you can cast to your television if you want from your phone. I clicked on one. It's Spider-Man Brand New Day. Perfect reception. Like you could just watch these movies. I mean, it's pirated, of course, and eventually they get taken down, but they're up on Twitter long enough. You could straight up watch these movies in your home.
I saw Backrooms on it.
That's how you watch Backrooms at home?
That's the best way to have to consume that piece of shit. Is through
Pirated?
Twitter. Pirated through Twitter, and I hope it cuts off in the middle.
No, it didn't cut off in the middle.
Oh, damn. Because if it cut off in the middle, at least like maybe they save it in the second half, as opposed to having to watch the whole thing and realize, oh no, it's just one big piece of shit.
I never saw it because it looked like it was a piece of shit.
It's a big piece.
This is how awesome the movies are, because this stuff is out there. It's easier than ever to pirate a film. You have Plex servers and all this stuff, but there's just nothing like going to a movie theater, sitting down there and experiencing the magic.
Right,
Thank you very
but
much, Tom Cruise.
Now eat popcorn
Yeah.
aggressively while you still haven't
Which
seen
is-
Tom Cruise eat popcorn,
Yeah,
right?
you have to see it.
No.
But I mean, we were talking about Titanic and why it shouldn't have won Best Picture, but it should have.
No.
It should have. Because of what it did to the industry. It was such a monster
What'd it do?
success. It was such a huge success at the box office that you almost have to bump it up a few notches.
But what did it
because
do to the industry?
I think you're going to see, like, Odyssey's definitely going to get a nomination,
It's
not
gonna
just because
win.
it's awesome. It probably might win because of
gonna win.
what it's done.
Odyssey's
to the
going
industry.
to win Best Picture.
Dog, do you know that The Departed beat out Babel and Little Miss Sunshine? Unbelievable.
Babel sucked.
Babel
Miss
was
Sunshine's great.
Little Miss Sunshine's great.
There was one time, it was Golden Globe season, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was, I think, announcing the award for Best Picture Drama, and it was the same year that Babel and Bobby came out. Do you remember the film Bobby?
Bobby.
No.
There
it
go
was
Bobby!
it was about.
Thank you.
But like, there was an award, and Arnold opens up the letter and he goes, Babel. And I couldn't tell if it was for Babel or Bobby. When he's Babel.
Edge of your seat, you're like,
Yeah.
Anybody get it?
Babel. Which is it?
Tony, what is this new app that you found for sending messages that you were telling me about?
Zaz, it's the coolest thing that I've run across in the last 15 minutes. So, Carrier Pidge is what it's called.
What?
Carrier Pidge?
Carrier Pidge. And what it does is it emulates a carrier pigeon being sent from one person to another. So, let's say Amin is over in Phoenix like he usually is, and I'm here in Miami. This app, the pigeon flies at 110 miles an hour. So it takes however long the pigeon to get from Miami to Phoenix, and that's how long the message is going to take. But the cool part is there's a 2% chance that it gets lost in transit and that the pigeon never gets to Phoenix. So we don't know if it's actually going to happen or not. So I need people to join my flock on Carrier Pidge so I can send you messages.
Oh, I see what you're trying to do here.
What am I trying to do?
Flock.
Undecided about it.
I don't like it personally, but that's not me.
But, it will serve a purpose. Crime fighting.
I just showed Zaz Tom Cruise eating popcorn.
I don't like it.
It's so good. And he's standing in the aisle and like eyeing everyone else as they watch the movie.
It's like he's smashing the popcorn into his into the back of his throat.
It's great.
I saw the trailer for his new film.
What's
that called? What's that called? Diggler?
Digger?
So Carrier Pidge.
No, I'm in. I like
right.
this
You
idea.
join my flock?
I will. I'm going to
Okay,
download
great.
the app right now.
So I send a message.
Yeah.
And then I got to wait. because
However long. it
110
takes.
miles an hour. Is that how pigeons fly?
No, they can't fly that fast.
I was
I'd
about to
imagine.
say.
But that's what they're built in to do. So it's going to take whatever it would take 110 miles an hour to get from here to Phoenix. That's how long you get the message. So it could come in 8 hours.
How does he get the message?
On his app.
On my app, but it comes
Carrier
in.
Pidge app.
But then Tony's like, "Oh wait, I misspoke."
Yeah,
And
now
then
I
you
got to send another one. And then we got to fly him back so we can fly the other one back. But it may get lost, and that's the cool part in this whole thing.
The pigeons
he may
get
end up
lost?
in Antarctica. Yeah.
What?
Shipping contenter.
Okay, are you guys ready? Because this is very exciting. This would have been the top 10 if he respected anything.
Is this our third time doing 18 and 17?
Yes. We've done it a number of different times.
This is the real one.
These used to be in the top 10, and now everything's moved back, and it might still not be 18. This might, keep in mind, this might be in the 30s by the time that we're done. Because
No. 70 is absolutely the ceiling unless it goes to 75. That would be the absolute ceiling. But right now, it's a top 70 catchphrase countdown.
What are you shaking your head about, Zaz?
I feel like we've been inside the top 20 for months.
That's the beauty of this.
I thought we were going to be into the top 10 by now. I think we're further back than we were. I thought we were closer than 18 and 17 a while back. I thought we've already done 18 and 17 a couple of different times.
Yeah, once. And now, number 18. Put a Lobo's mint under your pillow and dream big.
Wow. A classic.
He's winded. He's
I'm a little
amazing. He
winded.
does these very well. You will hear nothing in the way of criticism from me on how well you do these.
Thank you.
This list is extraordinary. When number 58 is Who Maketh the Salad.
Yeah, who made it a salad? Past tense. Number 17. What'd he say? Thank you.
Wait a minute. That's Zaz's.
What'd he say?
That belongs to Zaz.
No,
How-
Greg's right.
No.
That's.
I've been saying that for years. What'd he say? But you got to say it like that.
But that's how Zaz says it.
What do you? Wait a minute. Say it.
No, Zaz doesn't say it that way.
That is how Zaz says
I've
it.
never heard him say that.
Well,
Never
say
heard.
say it.
No, I'm not your monkey.
Oh,
everybody
so
just
it's, so
everybody
it's not
just knows.
your phrase.
No, I'll say it when I want to say it.
Hey,
everybody
monkey.
knows. Everyone. That's what I say.
Say it then.
That is such bullshit.
Do you guys hear what Pat Riley said?
What do you say? That's my phrase.
Hey,
I've
stop
been
stealing
saying that for years.
Greg's. Stop stealing Greg's catchphrase.
No, that was entirely
Seriously.
different.
You're effing with me now, right? You're
No.
effing with me.
I've heard Greg say that countless times.
Because I'm going to be honest with you. The other one that you stole of mine, which was what? That was.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
He didn't steal that from me.
Right. Like, that's bullshit enough. All right. But I honestly, I don't believe that you actually knew that I said that, even though everyone knows that's what I'm talking about. That's one of my go-to
Yeah.
phrases.
Hey, that's what
Fine.
I'm talking about.
Fine, you complete ignorance on that. Whatever. Okay, it's still stupid. But this time, there's no way.
What do you say?
Stop saying that. There's no way that you don't know that that is mine. You're effing with me now.
I've never heard you say it. I'm asking you to say it right now. You refuse to.
I just said it.
Say it again.
What do you say?
Similar to mine.
You're right. The similarity is it's my phrase and you've stolen it.
Okay.
That's the similarity.
Okay, Christopher will tell you how many years I've been saying that.
Yeah, it must be a coincidence.
Brings me back to my childhood hearing him say that.
What did he say?
You see what's happened here? You had your list which originally started at 50, and then you've been able to add to it because you're stealing other people's phrases. You're like you're like Carlos Mencia.
Oh my God.
That's what just happened. You're like a comedian who is stealing other people's stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. That's my bit.
So you claim
That's my gimmick.
what? That one?
Well, 2 so far. I can't wait to hear the other 17.
What else do you say?
Well, I'm sure.
What else do you know?
Show everybody your list. I'm sure you're going to find out a few more.
Okay, I didn't.
College football preseason AP polls coming out in a couple minutes here. Mike, are you into that? I mean, we already saw the coaches poll. It came out 2 weeks ago. I would imagine this one will be very similar. But, we all refer to the AP poll, not the coaches poll. Are we into this today?
Yeah, always.
Yeah, I'm into it too.
That's a good job. Remember how exciting it was when we saw, we're going to get number 1 versus number 2 to start the season.
Do the polls matter anymore? Like after what happened last year?
Yes, they matter. Unfortunately, way too much.
Matter of fact, the preseason poll matters. And it's unfortunate you could say that the preseason poll matters because you'll have teams that are not ranked or they're ranked very low, and you won't get credit for defeating them when you do because
at the time,
because people didn't know that they were going to be good. And it works conversely as well.
The entire season is basically a race against people's preconceived notions and battling confirmation bias.
Wait, if I beat the number 2 team in the land in week 1, but then they end up being awful.
Yeah, you're not going to get as much credit.
Okay, so then it doesn't matter. I thought you were saying like because the preconceived notions, how you beat a team at the time it is, that tracks and figures.
But maybe it winds up making you think, for at least the first few weeks that your team is better than they are, or other people will rate your team as better than they are because they beat a shitty team that was ranked high and no one really knew.
So the polls don't matter then. They don't.
We shouldn't put as much stock into it early on. Unfortunately, I think they do wind up mattering.
Like for the committee. Does it matter? I'm going off.
No,
of
I don't
last
think
year.
it matters at all for the committee for when those rankings debut.
So then,
I don't think so.
So then that's my thing. Then the polls don't matter.
I am eager to see how many SEC teams are lumped ahead of Miami.
Well, right now, coaches poll, we're talking 2 are.
Yes.
2 SEC teams
Yeah,
and 3 Big Ten teams.
But since this is the media, will a team like Texas A&M, because of the SEC media, get slotted ahead of Miami?
Well, this is coming out any moment now in the top 10 for the coaches poll. Like, is there going to be a drastic difference? Do you believe? Is there a team there that could?
I'm going to say my guess is over under 2.5 teams that Miami beat last year that are ranked ahead of them in the preseason. I'm going to say over.
I'm going to send the carrier pigeon right now to Jeremy, who just joined my flock, so I'm just going to send a message right now.
Yeah, and we'll give you an update whenever that.
My pigeon is going to fly 31.5 miles to Jeremy.
Why 31.5 miles? You guys are next to each other.
Yeah, but it depends on where he put his pin, where I put my pin.
Where'd you put
my
your
pin's
pin?
at home.
And where'd you put your pin?
My pin's at home.
As it should be.
Can you move your pin?
Yeah, I think I can.
You could do it. You could
How
have
often?
it either be live, wherever you are,
Yeah.
or it could just be set in one location. I want it in my location. I want my carrier pigeon sent to my house.
Right.
I want
But then
my
it could
mail
get
sent
lost.
there.
It's a 2% chance that he gets lost on the way over there.
Yeah, no
He's
matter
flying
what.
31 and a half miles
I'm
an
in
hour.
Cuba. Oh no.
Mike, we didn't mention this earlier, so I should probably bring it up at this point. Canes are dismissing players. What's going on
Yeah,
there?
what happened, man?
Yeah, Cam Vaughn has been dismissed. Jordan Lyle, news broke late last week that he was arrested this offseason. He was actually arrested for a driving offense before camp even started. This was in July, so Miami has been aware of it. Obviously, camp is well underway at this point. I've been out of camp. Jordan Lyle getting plenty of run over there. They're going to let this investigation play out. I would assume there might be some internal discipline, seeing how this process plays out. But Cam Vaughn, a wide receiver that came in from the portal from West Virginia into a stacked room, just didn't live up to the standard that they got in that locker room and has been dismissed.
So when you say didn't live up to the standard,
Failure to live up to expectation.
expectations on the field or off the field by getting into that?
Like, I've been at practices and he's made some plays, a little inconsistent, but you can see that the talent is there. Miami has really put a priority on getting the culture right. They dismiss Hayden Lowe, who I've had the opportunity to watch a practice, and there are times where I'm like, Hayden Lowe's like, this guy's headed to Canton. I mean, that's a 5-star talent that they let walk out of the building. That one was tough, but culturally, if you don't fit in, and I think that's what's happening there with Cam Vaughn. Definitely a different personality type than the rest of that wide receiver room.
All right, so you want to hear this AP poll? It just came out.
Poll?
Yeah. Everybody knows what I said.
He's doing his gambit. He's doing his gambit.
All right, I'm gonna go with over 2.5 teams ranked ahead of Miami that Miami defeated last year.
All right.
Well, Miami is.
Well, just
what?
unveil the poll. Don't say where Miami is. Just
Wait,
let-
where's
from
Alabama?
10.
Are they
Let us-
number 11?
Let's just find out. Let them unveil the poll.
Yeah, go from 10.
Show us the poll.
Go from 25.
Okay, number 10, Oklahoma. Awesome. Number 9, Ole Miss. Awesome. Number 8, Texas A&M. Awesome.
Okay.
Number 7, Miami. Awesome. Number 6, Indiana. Awesome. Number 5, Texas. Awesome. Number 4, Notre Dame. Awesome. Number 3, Georgia. Awesome. Number 2, Oregon. Awesome. Number 1, Ohio State. Awesome. So it's exactly the same as Coach's Poll, top 10, right?
Nah, is that the same as where Texas is in the coaches poll?
Texas is 5 in the AP. Were they 4 in the Coach's Poll? They may have been 4.
Yeah. That's a... All right. All right. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Ohio State.
There you go.
There you go.
I don't know.
Alabama's 13 in the AP poll.
They were 11 in the coaches. Interesting.
All right.
All right.
All right.
There you go.
Transition.
Okay.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.